Let me see if I can get them. Is there a deputy at North Broward? Hi.
Which one are you looking at?
Deputy at North
Let me see if I
Broward.
have.
There's someone right there,
King?
Brian.
No, I couldn't find anything on Canfield.
Oh, Canfield, let's see.
That's
Oh, that's the one I didn't have anything on it, remember? I
No,
said,
nothing
okay.
either. Okay, so then we'll move on.
Well,
Get them?
if we find it,
Was there Romano?
Can't believe we just got the paperwork. Deputy at North Broward, can you hear me? I understand. They're resetting it. Are you on the phone with them? Am I dialing them? No, I'm not on the phone. I don't know why they're not picking up. Maybe we should start court at 9. Okay.
another Robert
Nice to
K.
see
Butler.
you. Thank you.
No weapon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do it as we go.
All right. All right, we're going to take, good morning, everybody. My name is Judge Kim Teresa Malika. You're in first appearance magistrate court. Today, you're going to be informed of the charges, and we're going to determine if there's probable cause. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. Everything is being recorded here. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. There's a public defender, I believe Mr. Romero, at the main jail, and we have Mr. Reedy here in the courtroom with me. If you have a private attorney, when you step up to the podium, please let me know. We did get the paperwork late today, so what we are gonna do is just call a couple cases out of turn and turn off the system until everybody's ready. And then we'll resume with our normal docket. Is there a Juna Zamor there, please?
Which one are you on right now?
On Gia.
Okay. Hello, Ms. Zamor. Good morning. How are you, ma'am?
Okay, I just printed this one so you don't, because it doesn't
I
have the
have your
drawer.
attorney here. Counsel, can
morning.
you announce your appearance for the
Regiment.
record?
It's-
Steve
it's
Melnick on
Wyatt,
behalf Juna
Wyatt,
Zamora.
Charlotte, and,
Okay.
Listen,
And
for you,
State,
just in
can you
case.
announce
Okay.
your appearance for the record? Sarah?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sarah Vera on behalf of the state.
Okay, and also to let you know, you have to turn the microphone on and off.
Is it on right now?
Yes, it is. Unless you want people to hear everything that you're talking about. I didn't think so. Okay, good morning, Ms. Zamora. How are you?
Good morning, I'm fine.
All right, you have three capiases, which are all no bond, unlawful use of false name or identity, driving while license is suspended, and failure to surrender DL. Bond, being held no bond on all three charges. Mr. Melnick?
Your Honor, we've negotiated a plea with the state where it's a withholding court cost for all three counts, and she would then be released. We'd be willing to accept that plea, aren't you, Juna? Yes, right, Juna?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
All right, ma'am, raise
you.
your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
yes,
Your right hand. You swear and/or affirm to tell the truth, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
All right, put your hand down. Are you Juna Zamor, Z-A-M-O-R?
Yes, ma'am.
It's my understanding you wish to waive your right to a trial in all three charges.
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone forcing you to do this?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No, ma'am.
You understand that if you get 3 convictions within 5 years of a driving while license is suspended, the driver's license bureau will revoke your license for 5 years as a habitual traffic offender?
Yes, ma'am, I know.
Okay, understanding what I just explained to you, are you pleading guilty, not guilty, or no contest to unlawful use of false name, driving while license is suspended, and failure to surrender your driver's license?
No contest, correct, Juna?
No contest, ma'am.
The court is going to accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. The court has reviewed the court file, finds probable cause for the plea. One moment. The court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea. The court finds that it's freely and voluntarily entered. On 1, 2, and 3, the court is going to withhold adjudication. On count 1, the court is going to do court costs of $293. The court will give you how much time to pay? I can give
Probably
up
needs
to-
6 months. Thank you.
Just to let you know, in the future, I'm only giving 90 days, and then you can, maximum, and then you can go to your division.
90
judge
days
absent
is fine then.
exceptional circumstances.
90 days would be fine then, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, the court will give you 3 months to pay the $293. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. You're done with these cases.
Thank you, Your Honor. Goodbye,
Thank you.
Juna. Call me when you're out. Okay, bye.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Misdemeanors, you're not worried about, right?
Nope. Not even
Hi.
looking.
Did you speak to the state yet?
No. Oh, sorry, I didn't have a chance. I'm
All
sorry.
right, let me go off the record. We have time.
said no bond, that's why.
Okay. Can we have Angela Rose Ortman, please? Good morning, Miss Ortman. I have your attorney here, counsel. If
Hi,
you
Sim
announce your-
Gershon. Sim Gershon, attorney for Ms. Ortman.
Okay, state.
Good morning, Your Honor. I see that her bond is $10,000 right now, and I don't believe there's authority in this court to alter that in any way.
Okay, the website, the sheriff's office said no bond. That's why if the state is agreeing that the $10,000 bond, her mother will be here and they'll post it today. This is why we're here, because
Yeah,
we,
because my understanding is that if it's not posted before the extradition hearing,
so right now we're gonna,
then she doesn't, then the bond is off the table, so.
Just for the record, it is a $10,000 bond, but they will not accept the bond that is not posted in their state. So she can't post the bond on here without
if she post,
why our system says no bond, but it shows a $10,000.
So if she posts a bond there, then, what is it, Missouri?
right. But if we don't waive extradition, then she certainly can post the bond there and then she can get
A
out.
lot of times what happens is, because I do extradition court, my
Right.
understanding is, and it could be different, I mean, it's every state. but
Right.
once
Yes, don't forget,
You
I'm
have the
typing some stuff
extradition
here.
hearing,
Okay, with NCIC.
then the $10,000 bond is off the table.
Okay, so why don't we postpone the extradition hearing so the family can post the bond? Can we
Well,
do that?
I do the extradition hearings Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, can you put it on Thursday, Zach, and by that time, the family will post the bond?
I'll have to call, why don't you call Mr., I don't control who goes on or not on. Just they send me the docket, I can always continue it potentially.
Yeah,
But
that would
call
be
Mr.
great.
Do you have Mr. Formsworth's extension, Sarah, for,
I'll get it for him.
okay.
And ask them,
Yeah, but in the meantime, you can try to post the bond.
Right.
in wherever it is.
yeah, it's in,
Just real quick, I just wanted to make sure, they did send a teletext to us confirming, and I don't know how this works as far as extradition, but it does say that they do not accept out-of-state bonds.
Okay.
okay,
you're
so
have
she's
to
gonna post the bond today,
there.
and if she posts the bond today, then we can dispense with the use of an extradition hearing. I presume,
Well, what happens is they send, you're gonna post the bond in the other state.
right, thank you.
My understanding is the jail has to get information from up there,
Okay,
okay? Speak to Mr. Farnsworth, I don't have an objection continuing.
that would be my options to
Yeah,
get that going.
He does extraditions exclusively.
Exactly. Okay, very good.
Just
Thank
to
you,
let
Judge.
know, they
You understand
are-
what's going on, Miss Ortman? We're gonna post your bond today, okay? And we're gonna ask that the extradition hearing be waived, or continued, sorry, not waived, continued. Because if your family posts the bond and we don't have an extradition hearing, you can get out. But if we have to go through the extradition hearing, then there will be no bond. So the reason why I'm here partially is because I was mistakenly believed it, because the sheriff's office docket says no bond, that's why I'm here today. But in fact, there is a $10,000 bond. Okay, thank you, Judge. I'll speak to Mr. Farnsworth.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, we'll be back.
Bye.
King?
It was.
Do you have anything out of state for this guy? Which one is that? I didn't see anything.
No, it must be Monday.
No. Clark, North Broward. Hi, North Broward's not working. You know, it's funny, I saw the deputy sheriff today. Oh, there it goes. It has a little, there it is. Can the deputy hear me at North Broward? It's a little fuzzy.
Good morning, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This is one of which.
We need Lexi Summer Scheinberg. Maybe focus it in a little. It's a little blurry if you can. Thank you. Bye.
None?
Okay. Good morning. Are you Lexi Scheinberg?
Yes.
All right. They asked me to call you out of turn. However, you were the next case. So you're being charged, ma'am, with DUI, alcohol, or drugs, first offense, $500 bond. Count 2, DUI with damage to property or person of another, $1,000 bond. Count 3 is driver presents non-current proof of insurance. That's an NC, which is basically an ROR. And then the last one's a civil traffic infraction, disobey a stop or yield sign. The court does find probable cause defense.
Your Honor, I spoke with Ms. Scheinberg's father. He's going to bond her out.
Okay,
Good luck, Lexi.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
thank you. All right, so are you ready on your other cases? Romero? Mr. Reedy asked if there were any that could be brought up at the main jail, since he's still talking to the people at North Broward. Is there anybody that you have? Is there anybody? Is there anybody that you have is ready at the main jail you can call?
Basically, almost everybody's ready, Judge. But there's, I think, two gentlemen that, they wanted to call out a turn, if we can address those.
Sure, what's their names?
On page 16, Judge, Mr. Tiberius Arlene.
Spell the last name?
Arline. He's on page 16, so I'm assuming it should be in the middle of your stack.
Okay, and then the next one?
The gentleman's name is Mr. Adrian Ceballos, and he is on page 27 of your docket.
Spell that, S-O.
No, Ceballos.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sabalos,
That's
okay.
the second from the bottom.
Second from the bottom, that
That's what it
should
looks
be
like.
easy, okay, I have him.
You don't have it, it should be maybe, it's in the back. Huh? The back. It could be, let me see, if it's medical reset. There was a medical reset.
What's Arlen's first name?
Arlene Tabares. It's TC case. Yeah.
Okay, let's call Arlen Tavares.
Yes, sir.
All right, good morning, sir, how are you?
I'm okay.
All right, sir, you're charged with one count, a grand theft auto, $1,000 bond. Count two is resisting an officer with violence. We have to talk about a bond. And count three is operating without a valid DL. Bond set at $25. State?
And Your Honor, in this case, state isn't seeking to modify any of the bonds. However, the defendant does have a pending charge in front of another judge of felony.
Okay.
So the state would recommend that you revoke the bond.
You said the rest of them?
Okay, and then what about on count two? We have to set a bond because it's resisting with violence.
$1,000 bond, Judge.
All right, so they're asking for a $1,000 bond on count two. Count one is grand theft, is $1,000, so $2,025, Mr. Romero.
Judge, in speaking to Mr. Arline, he's not going to be able to afford to post a bond. Judge, what we'd be asking you at this time is to consider releasing Mr. Arline on a pretrial release, and this is the reason why. He's been in our community now for about 30 years. He's 35 years old. At this time, he's currently applying for disability. Meanwhile, he's going to school. He goes to Broward College. He lives in Pompano Beach with his grandmother. His grandmother's elderly. He's helping her out. She's also on disability. He's been residing there for about 30 years. Judge, he's right now, from what he advised me, I told him today's not the day to talk about the facts of the case, but he's adamant as far as his innocence. He sustained several injuries, so I'm going to ask you to sign an order allowing us to photograph his injuries. Judge, he's not a flight risk. He's looking forward to his day in court. In reference to one of the other states' requests, as far as Your Honor, I believe their request was for you to revoke his bond. I believe legally they cannot make this request. At this time, we would be objecting. We're entitled to notice. So I'd ask you at this time not to take any action on it. I believe it's a drug offense in which he was ROR'd. So, Judge, in reference to what's before you today, I'm asking you to consider releasing Mr. Arline on standard pretrial release.
Okay, so is it your position that I can't, pursuant to Florida law, revoke someone's bond sua sponte?
That's not what I said. What I said is the state made that request.
Okay, I understand.
And per that request, that's now been brought to your attention. And I believe that's what's going to initiate whatever comes next. I'm saying that the state, because they made the request pursuant to statute, we're entitled to notice. We didn't have notice, so at this time, I'm saying that his bond cannot be revoked.
Okay. All right, the court does find probable cause. The court's going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials EP. And the court is going to sua sponte revoke his bond. He does have another pending felony case, correct, State?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's that case number?
17007601 CF10A.
Hold on just one moment, I just want to look up one thing before I do this.
Oh, sorry.
Judge, if I could be heard when you have a chance?
CROR, pre-trial or confinement, maybe you can tell me on this, charge for just while trial.
One moment, Your Honor.
Judge, I believe, I can give you some information.
Sure, go ahead.
I believe it's a drug offense. I believe it's a possession of cocaine charge. I believe he was initially ROR'd. He has gone to court. From what he informed me, he has a court date coming up soon. He actually gave me the date. I can't remember it off the top of my head. My understanding, April 22nd, there you go. So he's on top of his court dates. My understanding, Judge, is that case is gonna resolve. I believe he and the prosecutor, reached an agreement. I believe they're gonna go ahead and, have that, be drug offender probation so that he can get the help he needs. Judge, considering he's basically on top of his case, at this time, we'd be asking you to consider that, I mean, revoking it, having him held no bond is the most strictest sanction this court
Okay,
can
Mr.
impose. Would you honor consider
No,
like
no, no, let me
release?
just, hold on. I am not, I looked at the record, that's why I wanted to look, I stand corrected. Or I'm gonna change my mind. Court's gonna take no action on his pending case, okay? And it's not because of the reasons stated, because the state mentioned it and all of that. But this is, let me just start with this case, okay? So on this case, there's no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials EP. So that means, sir, direct or indirect means, and I want everybody to listen up in the jail, that means no contact in person, calling, texting, writing, whether you're in jail or not, and no contact through third parties. Do you understand?
Answer out loud. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the court's gonna do $1,000 bond on, count one, $1,000 bond on count two, $25 on count three, so that's $2,025. Court's gonna take no action on his other charge. Make sure you go to court. That's not to say, sir, that someone can't go to court.
And Your Honor, the next date is 4/13, not 4/22, just so
Okay,
the
it's
defense is aware.
4/13, April
April
13th,
13th, you have to go to court in
which
4
is,
days.
which is this Friday.
Friday.
What time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m., sir. Don't be late, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And Judge, you'll sign that order allowing us photograph, Mr.
Oh, yes,
um,
definitely, as long as
Thank you,
Mr.
Judge.
You wanted a photo order?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, I'm working on it right now. Thanks, Hector.
Thank you very much, Mr.
okay, thank you. All
Thank you,
right,
John.
so next person we're gonna take is Adrian Sabalos.
He's here present.
Page 27.
Serves as a public defender.
Okay,
Ma'am, I didn't decline the public defender. What happened was, I had picked up some charges in Broward.
okay,
Grand Theft Auto.
just hold on 1 second, okay? Let's just start with one thing. You have a capious misdemeanor that you're here on. It is for a driving while license is suspended. You didn't show up for court on June 15th, 2017, and that's why the judge set your bond at $1,000.
I was in Miami. in jail in Miami. The public defender in Miami put a global plea in with the attorney in Broward, and that's why I was released in Miami with that global plea.
Okay, nothing as, Broward is totally separate from Dade, but it doesn't matter, sir. Do you want to, why did you refuse the services of the public defender? Do you want to represent yourself, or do you want to fill
I
out
did
an
not refuse. I did not refuse it. I was just trying to explain to him that I signed a global plea agreement in Miami.
Okay, well, today is only the probable cause hearing, so Mr. Romero, why don't
What
you,
was I arrested for?
Because I think he changed his mind, he wants to go with public defenders. Before, when I asked him, he said, I don't need a public defender to quote. But
okay,
that's
well,
fine. So Judge, may I have a second to talk to him?
sure,
Thank you.
absolutely.
I have a lot of paperwork for you guys, if you want. If there's, okay, if there's, thank you, honey.
Anybody wants to take a break at all,
No. We have a long, big docket.
please let me know. There's a lot of medical resets from yesterday, the weekend. We're still gonna, you want us to wait for you to deal with this gentleman, or?
Not necessary, Judge. I'll
Okay,
be back
thank you.
before you're done.
All right, take your time. Thank you again. How was your weekend, Willie? Good. It's 9:20 and we're just beginning our docket.
What's so much talking? Talking about Dave. Nothing to do with this case.
We're ready.
It's ridiculous.
We're ready,
I'll get the
Judge.
paperwork right.
Judge, at this time, he's gonna have to go in front of his assigned judge.
Yes,
There's
Your
no more
Honor.
issue.
I'm sorry. I already taken this plea, and if I take it again, it's a double jeopardy type of thing that I'm doing here, and it's a clerical error on you guys' part. Miami did what they had to do, and you guys need to do what you need to do. I need to see the judge that signed the warrant as soon as possible.
Judge, this is my division also. His case is in my division.
How lucky for you. It's the prosecutor that's here today in first appearance court on your case.
I'm a lucky man. I want to go back to Maryland as soon as possible. That's where I'm from.
Oh my gosh, too much talking. It's like, well, I know, relax. It's my case.
What's interesting, Sarah, is that it says no show, but the clerk screen, and it's probably, it says on 6/8, file order granted.
Do you see that? And I believe we gave him a new notice and then he didn't appear for the new court date. Yes. And his presence was required and mandatory at that time. I hope so. Yes, Judge. Adjudication, court cost, credit for time served to resolve. He's already habitualized.
All right, we can't do anything today. The
I was habitualized because of this case.
Okay.
I was habitualized because of this case.
Judge, what he's saying is when he was in Dade County, he resolved his pending Dade County case with the prosecutor over there. His understanding, that prosecutor had some sort of conversation with somebody from Broward and the representation that this case would ultimately be handled as well. Obviously, what's handled, this is still open. I'm assuming this, he probably needs to go in front of his assigned judge. The prosecutor over there probably needs to contact the prosecutor in Dade to see exactly what was said to him, to see if maybe this prosecutor, the state here, drops this case in lieu of whatever representations was made in Dade County. So, and if they
And-
don't do that, then maybe then there's some sort of motion he can, present, or his attorney, but at this time, it seems like he's unlikely want to resolve it today.
This case.
So like I said initially.
All right,
gonna have
you
to
know
go in front
what?
of his
This
assigned
isn't for magistrate court. I understand what you're saying. This is what the court will do. The court will change the bond. He doesn't want to take a plea. I understand that. Court will ROR, but the court is going to put him on standard pretrial release. So he's going to have to check in. I'm assuming his address is the 4743.
No, my mother has sold that house and she lives now in Tamarack, Florida. Has brought me here the other day. I do not even know I will give you her telephone number so you could contact her because I don't even know
Okay,
her
it's gonna be your
address.
responsibility, sir, to change your address in writing with your case number within the next 7 days. Court's gonna
Okay.
ROR you, put you on standard pretrial release.
On his deal. I know.
Now, I'm gonna-
Meaning that I have to stay in Broward and
I
wait
know.
for this
53, 57,
court?
60. It's not the first one. 53. Miami.
No, bro, my home is in Maryland. I don't
57
live
is
in-
Miami. 60 is Miami.
this guy's really.
Okay.
Okay, you are to notify the clerk in writing within 7 days of your release of your new mailing address. Along with the case number. So, Mr. Romero, either your office can do it.
Yes, I am ready for the address and
He actually has a mailing address in Maryland, Judge, that he knows and that he can go ahead and get
Sure.
notices from them.
Sure.
That address.
He's gonna,
and I'm gone.
see, this is the problem. He's gone. When is he gonna come back to deal with this?
Well, Judge, right now, from what he's saying, he doesn't have a place to stay here in Broward County. His place where he's gonna reside.
Is that my
Maryland.
mother? Yeah, I live in Maryland. My mother bought a house here in Tamarack. I do not know the address here, but I know the address in Maryland.
What kind of bond can he post?
I don't.
Well,
I
he's
can ask.
going to Maryland, so obviously.
I'm going to Maryland, but I came to resolve these issues that I had with my driver's license in Miami, and apparently in Broward too now. So I have to resolve these things
Okay,
either
Mr.
other way.
Romero, I'm setting some type of bond. So find out what he can afford.
said he can't afford anything right now, Judge. My understanding is, he has no funds in property.
So much time with
So
PD's.
even if I threw out a number as far as like $10, I don't even know if he can afford that, Judge.
All right, well,
Okay.
he indicated that he's going to Maryland, so the only thing I
No, I
can,
live in Meriden, ma'am. I don't I
sir,
didn't
I'm not
indicate-
arguing with you. Let me
Okay.
finish what I'm saying, you keep interrupting. He's saying,
Okay.
Mr. Romero, that he's getting to Maryland, he's not gonna get there, by walking. And it's gonna cost him some money to get there. Court's gonna set $250 bond, standard pretrial release, call in twice a week,
Am I gonna be able to?
and he's gotta show up the first time within 24 hours. He's not listening.
He's listening, Judge. I apologize.
That's all right, $250 bond, standard pretrial release, call in twice a week. He only has to report the one time in person. And he's to notify the clerk in writing within 7 days of his new mailing address, unless he wants to give me an address now. Pardon?
Not at this time, Judge.
Excuse me? No, because I'm gonna direct the clerk forthwith to change his address. So go ahead. What is the address? Does he have it, or does he want to notify the clerk in writing?
Okay, say your Maryland address.
16 Cross Street, Laurel, Maryland, 20723.
Okay, so it's 16 Cross, Cross Street.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the name of the town?
Laurel.
Laurel,
Correct.
Maryland.
Correct.
What's your zip code?
20723.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, let's call a couple cases. Oh, Mr. McLaurin, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. So I have Coleman.
Yes, Judge, that's the only one I have. He's on page 11 of the docket. He's in the main jail.
I actually have him, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
How was your weekend?
Too short.
Yeah.
Mr. Coleman, Alex Coleman?
Mr. Coleman, come on up.
Did you see, you saw him?
Yes, Judge, I spoke to him. I spoke to him in the main jail.
Maybe he's in the restroom. Here he comes. I think.
Hold on 1 second, Judge. He's coming.
Okay,
I believe he may have been using the restroom right now.
okay.
Get me to come back, Judge.
No, he's coming. Wait. So what is it that you want to do with this?
Judge, we would like to resolve this matter. He told me he's going to enter a plea of no contest.
Mr. Coleman is approaching. Hello.
Hi, hold on 1 moment, sir.
Second one is a different case number?
Can you give us the case number? Yes, please. Okay. Okay, sir, so you want to resolve your case, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, put your hand down. Is your name Alex Neneal, Neneal Coleman, Coleman?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you are charged with solicitation on public right-of-way, and then there's a civil traffic infraction, stand-in road, solicit a ride for business, case number 18009856 TI-10A. Bond is set at $25 on count one. The court does find probable cause. Mr. McLawrence, you want to have your client wants to resolve the case today?
Yes, Your Honor, I spoke with him earlier, and that's what he expressed to me, Judge.
All right, thank you. Okay, sir, it's my understanding you wish to waive your right to a trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No, ma'am.
Are you on any medications?
No, ma'am.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of his charge could result in deportation proceedings and affect your ability to remain in the United
Yes, ma'am.
States? Okay, understanding what I just explained to you, are you pleading guilty, not guilty, or no contest to violation or solicitation on public right-of-way?
No contest.
Okay, the court is going to accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. The court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea. Mr. McLawrence, do you have a request as to the 189856 TI-10A?
Judge, I was going to ask for that to be dismissed. And not only does it seem like it's a double jeopardy issue, Judge, but it's within your discretion as well if you wanted to dismiss it.
I agree. Granted. Okay, so the court's going to dismiss. Court, first of all, is going to accept his plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea. Court's going to withhold adjudication and impose court costs of $78. Court will take judicial notice, sir, of the time that you served in the Broward County Jail. Court is going to dismiss case number 189856 TI-10A. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Anything else, Mr. McLawrence?
Judge, I was just going to ask if you would give him, I'm not sure if you mentioned already, but if you would give him 6 months to pay the $78 in court costs.
Okay, the court will give 6 months to pay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. McLawrence, do we have to put that other one on here? I guess I won't, the traffic infraction. We'll just put this on here. Thank you.
Sorry.
And thank you as always, Mr. McLawrence, for showing up. Warrant Houdin, I'm sorry, Ibrahim Ali, please, page 16.
Mr. Ali has family presence, Your Honor.
Hello, how are you, ma'am?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay,
He's in
Ibrahim, sorry.
North Broward.
Okay.
That's
Okay, are you
him.
Mr. Ali? All right, Mr. Ali, we have someone here today present in support of you today and/or to make some statements to the court and some requests. Let me just start out by telling you you're charged with 1 count, touch or strike battery, $1,000 bond. Count 2, abused child without great bodily harm. We need to talk about bond. Court does find probable cause. State, what are you asking for bond with regard to count 2?
And Your Honor, I would just be seeking a $1,500 bond on count 2 and not seeking to modify count 1.
Okay, any other conditions or restrictions?
No victim contact, Your Honor.
It's my understanding that Mr. Ali has no prior contact with the criminal justice system. He indicated to me that this is his first arrest, and he does have strong ties to the community. Obviously,
Yes, he
his
does.
mom is present here this morning, and ma'am, perhaps you could tell the court a few things about your son and where he might be living or where he'd be staying and so forth.
My son lives in Miami, Florida with me for now. Yeah.
Is that 307?
Yes,
Well, let
ma'am.
me just start out with this, ma'am. I just was gonna let everybody else go first.
Oh, okay.
And then let you go,
Okay.
all right? But, in any event, can you state your name for the record?
My name is Alma, ALMA, Ross, ROSS.
Okay, and you're Mr. Ali's mother?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Is there anything you'd like to tell the court?
This is my son's. I mean, we don't know anything about this, dealing with this. I didn't know what to do.
Don't discuss the facts of the
Okay.
case, okay? We'll get
What
into
do you
those
need?
later.
You just want to know how good he is? I don't uphold my son in any wrong. If he did anything, he did it. But this, no. He was harassed from what I'm hearing. But I'm
Let's
not
not
stating
discuss the
anything.
facts of the case, ma'am.
Okay.
How long has your son lived with you?
My son's lived with me. I've been here 10 years. I'm from Ohio.
And is he working?
Yes.
What type of work does he do?
He works for ASD, the County Animal Services.
How long has he had that job?
It'll be, I think he's still on probation. Should be a year coming up.
Okay.
Yes.
And if he's released, well, first of all, are you going to be able to make a $1,500 bond?
Yes, I have a bondsman. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
we
Then,
will-
Judge,
they're
I'd ask you to
10%.
leave the bond at $1,500 if his mom says that she can post that bond and she's been in touch with the bondsman. To me, I mean, the victim is 17 years old in this case. It's not as though it's a small child. It looks like an argument over a ticket at a movie theater. I don't know what the relationship exactly is between Mr. Ali and this victim, but
None.
he would have to stay away from her.
Don't know her.
Good. Well, let's
None of
not,
them.
ma'am,
Okay.
let's not discuss the
Okay.
facts. Those are the facts of the case.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
Here's what the court's gonna do.
What we
No
doing?
victim contact, direct or indirect, sir, which means, I know you don't know this person, but you don't know. No victim contact with the alleged victim with the initials NG. That's in the complaint affidavit. That's a police report, okay? That means no calling, texting, in person, or contact through third parties. Do you understand? Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Court's gonna set bond on count 1 at 500, count 2, $1,000. Thank you and good luck to you, ma'am, okay? If
Thank
his
you.
Thank you,
address
Judge.
Changes or something, ma'am,
Ma'am?
if his address changes or something, you have to notify he has to notify the clerk of court in writing. I don't know
Alright.
if you're gonna get a private attorney or use the
Yes.
services of the public defender.
Private, I'm an attorney.
Okay.
Yes.
Then, you need to tell them if he changes his address, all right?
All right, Judge, thank you.
Thank you and good luck
Good
to
luck,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Sure. One moment. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Are you doing a photo order? No? Okay. Okay? Yep. You know, the capital. Yep. All right, next person we're gonna call is Jabaris Lavon Gibson. I believe we have a family member here. All right. come
That's
on,
correct,
step
Your
up.
Honor.
Can anybody tell me where Mr. Gibson is? Hello, Mr. Gibson, how are you? Okay,
How you doing?
good, how are you?
Public defender.
All right, Mr.
Not well.
All right, Mr. Gibson, you are charged with robbery, no firearm or weapon. We need to talk about bond. We do have a family member or someone here today.
Excuse me. That's the crazy part. I have a firearm license and.
All right, sir, this is the problem with you representing yourself. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used
It
against
don't
you.
matter. I'm still not guilty. Still not guilty.
Okay, sir, but anything you say can and will be used against you.
That's fine.
And you also have the right to have an attorney appointed if you can't
That's
afford one.
fine.
I don't know why you're not using the services of the public defender that can speak on
I'm
your
gonna plead the
behalf.
fifth on this moment.
Pardon?
I'm gonna plead the fifth for this moment and just hear what you got to say.
Okay, so it's robbery with no firearm or weapon. Court is gonna find probable cause. State, what are you asking for bond?
State is seeking a $5,000 bond.
Okay, state is asking for a $5,000 bond. Court is gonna order no victim contact, direct or indirect, during the pendency of this case, sir. That means, you heard me before, no contact in person through third parties.
I don't even know the person, so.
Okay, it doesn't matter, sir, I'm still telling you, okay? No victim contact, direct or indirect, calling, texting, writing in person or through third parties with the alleged victim with the initials JT. The name is in the police report, sir, do you understand?
Why is my bond set so high for something like this?
Okay, let's just begin with, we're not there yet, sir. So, the court said no victim contact with the alleged victim with the initials JT. You can look in the police report and see their name. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state attorney is asking for a $5,000 bond. I didn't set that bond yet. That's what the state's asking for. Let's hear about his prior record, and then we'll hear him with regard to the bond, and we'll hear from this person that's standing here.
Defendant has a 2007 resisting without violence, a 2008 possession of cannabis, 2011 driving while license suspended, 2013 battery, 2 counts of battery and culpable negligence, which was dropped, a 2014 carrying a concealed weapon, which was charged, possession of cannabis, which was dropped, petty theft, which was dropped, attempting to tamper with physical evidence, which was declined, a 2014 driving while license suspended.
That's it.
Okay, so his prior violence one was in 2007?
2000, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, the court is also gonna do a second condition. During the pendency of this case, you're not to possess any firearms, ammunition, or weapons, and if you do, you're to surrender same to your local police department immediately if you do possess any upon your release.
That's fine.
All right, ma'am, what is your name?
My name is Brianka Stroman.
Okay, and your relationship?
I'm his fiance.
All right, can you spell your last name?
Stroman, Stroman.
All right, is there anything you'd like to tell the court?
Yes, ma'am. My sister, I've been with this man for 8 years. We have a sick child. He devoted his life back in 2014. He stopped working to take care of our child. We're in the process now of trying to do disability. Again, we're staying with 7 people. We don't have, and his family don't help, don't support, no nothing. So we're trying to, because it was too much of consistency, but I'm not going to talk about the case here. But we don't have that. We don't have that, and he taking care of our sick son. I'm in the process of trying to find a job. That's why he's there to take care of our sickly child. And he was, the time they said the robbery would happen, he was with me the whole time and our sick child. The only way you can rob somebody, the only way he could have robbed somebody is if he would have took our 6-year-old son, because he was watching us. It was me, him, and our sick son, and my sister. Like I said, ma'am, wrong is wrong and right is right. But I'm standing here because I know he didn't do it. And I'm standing here in front of you guys to see help. We can't afford no $5,000 bond. He does take care of our sick child. Our child is sickly. He's 6 years old.
All right, is there anything you'd like to say, sir, with regard to the bond, or anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, here's the thing, we're only here for probable cause today to determine, on the face of it, He might have some valid motions. I don't know. I don't know why he didn't apply for the public defender, but in any event, he can change his mind and go to the office of the public defender.
Attorney for me.
Yes, his name is Russell McCormick, but I've been trying to get in contact with Russell. I haven't heard from him. I spoke with him when the incident occurred yesterday, and from then on, he told me to call because he didn't have a bond. He told me to call, and I haven't gotten in touch with him.
All right, well, this is the problem. And I don't want you to comment to this, sir, but the court is gonna set the bond at $5,000. Says the defendant was detained at the 1500 block of North State Road 7, and a black High Point 9mm handgun was found in his possession.
He has his
So-
concealed weapons
so-
license.
Okay, so therefore, the court is gonna set a bond at $5,000, no victim contact, no firearms, ammunition, or weapons, sir, and I wish you the best of luck, okay? So you can seek a bondsman, ma'am. Okay, thank you, good luck to you. Johnny Estarcia,
What page, Judge?
Who's this, Your Honor?
20. Sia, Johnny, oh, wait, yes, Seay. Page 20, we have family here, I believe.
Yes, Your Honor, his girlfriend is present.
Okay, come on up, ma'am, how are you? Okay, Mr. Sia, let's talk about what you have here. You have 1 count of possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver cocaine, $2,500 bond. Count 2, possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Count 3, possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. Driving while license is suspended, a habitual $750 bond. Count 5 is a probation violation. You are going to be held no bond. You are going before your division judge, Judge Martin Fine, on April 13th, which is this Friday at 8:45 a.m. You also have 1, 2, 3 capious felonies, counts 6, 7, and 8, that are actually not for magistrate, excuse me. Those are no bond holds as well. It's alleged that you didn't show up at your surrender hearing, I believe, for your felony DUI, driving while license is suspended, and possession of MDMA. That's dated December 16, 2016. And then there's an amended warrant for a violation of probation signed by Judge Martin Fine, May 30th, 2017. Does anybody want to be heard with regard to the bond, considering he has no bond holds? Okay. All right, ma'am.
Not at this time, considering that he has to go in front of his judge on April 13th. Nothing to add at this time.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, did you want to state your name and your...
Yes, Tanisha Guy.
Okay, and is there any, you just here today for moral support?
Yes.
All right. All right, he does have court on April 13th at 8:45 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so this is what the court's gonna do, $24.99. So we know it's a no bond hold, while we set the bonds, $9.99, $99, and $7.49. Need me to say them again? Okay, $24.99. I just took $1 off. That's what we do when there's no bond hold, so we know when I look at the bonds.
Okay.
So then we can look and see if he resolved his no bond hold. And then if he did, then we can address these. $24.99, $9.99, $99, and $7.49. Okay? Thank you. Good luck to you, ma'am. All right. Anybody here on a particular case? Hi, how are you? Okay, Tammy Johnson, please. It's the next one.
Medical reset, Your Honor.
Does anybody know what page that is? Page 3, Madam Clerk. You're welcome. Okay, so Tammy Johnson is a medical reset. Pardon? Just tomorrow. Thank you. Merica McCoy.
Tammy Johnson is.
Is there a Merica McCoy, please?
She's on loan? Okay, so that's another.
What about Merica McCoy?
Your Honor, she's showing alone.
Okay, thank you. Dina Marie Canfield, please.
North Broward.
Hello. Good morning. Hey, are you Dina Marie Canfield, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, you have a possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Count 2 and 3 are basically RORs, are not for not that they're not for magistrate. I misspoke, there's just no bond attached to it. Drug paraphernalia, possess or use, and resisting an officer without violence. Court does find probable cause. Anybody want to be heard with regard to the $1,000 bond?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, it appears that this is a residue case, which probably will be filed ultimately as a misdemeanor.
So tell me what you're asking for.
Judge, Miss Canfield gave me the number of her mother to call to bond her out. I'd ask the court for like a $250 bond.
Any objection, State? Okay, $250 bond. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. Leslie Ann Romano, and then we have Jamie Bradbury.
Miss Romano is North Broward as well.
Okay, good morning, Miss Romano. You have possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is possession of drug paraphernalia, $100 bond. Count 3, driving while license is suspended, $750. And count 4 is a civil traffic infraction, which is improper turn signals. Court does find probable cause. Anybody wish to be heard? It's $1,850 in bond.
Judge, I don't think Miss Romano's going to be able to make that bond. She has been living here in Florida for all of her life.
Tell me what you're asking for first.
I was going to ask the court for pretrial release. She's been staying at the same place with her husband for 13 years. She has 3 children.
Any objection, State? Do you live at 7610 Taft Street, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
13 years.
I don't have a problem, State. We're putting her on pretrial release. It's up to you.
Your Honor, I would just object on the basis that she has a prior contributing to delinquency of a minor from 2015, and she did violate probation on that case.
Okay. So court's gonna ROR her, put her on pretrial release. Did you explain to her about she has to report within 24 hours?
I have explained that to her,
Report once
Judge.
a month, in person, 2 times a week, call in. Thank you. Next person, Jamie Raquel Bradbury, and then Dramisha Deandra Green, please.
Bradbury's medical reset.
Thank you, Deputy. And then we have Demisha Green. Do you have her at North Broward?
No, she's here at Main, Judge.
Okay, if Conti or Ryan only has a couple people, we'll take them so they can go back to business and aren't tied up all day. Demisha Deandra Green, please. Is that your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. You're charged with 1 count of operating without a valid driver's license, $25 bond. You do have a probation violation where you have a no bond hold. You are going before your division judge. Looks like Division MS. Is that correct for the misdemeanors? On April 11th, which is this Wednesday. Your bonds on the misdemeanor violations of probation are, it appears to be, so small. $500, $250, and $500. So that's $1,250. She does have a no bond hold on her probation violation. She also has an out-of-county hold, which is not for magistrate, felony where she has a no bond hold. So considering that, the court is going to find probable cause. Court is going to set her bond at $24 on count 1, and the rest, the court's going to leave in place. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. Next one's going to be Stephanie Denise Hay, please.
Yes, Judge.
Where are you?
North Brow Bureau, please.
Hi. How are you, ma'am?
Hi.
All right, ma'am, you have a possession of cocaine,
Yes, ma'am.
$1,000 bond, and then you have drug
Yes, ma'am.
paraphernalia, possess and/or use. No bond attached to that. The court does find probable cause. Anybody want to be heard?
Judge, this is awfully close to a residue case. I don't know how the state attorney's office is gonna look at it. It looks as though there may have been some cocaine, but by the time the officers took control of it, it was already in the pipe. So I don't know, they might look at it as paraphernalia, they might not, I really don't know. But I think that's something the court could take into account. I'd be asking for pretrial release from Ms. Hay. She's been a resident of Florida for 13 years. She has a place to stay, and you can provide that address, right, Stephanie?
Yes.
And,
Yes,
and
Your Honor.
she does have family here, including her mother. And I know she's had, I think, some prior contact with the criminal justice system, Judge, but if she has a stable residence and a lengthy history here in our community, I'd ask the court to consider a pretrial release for her.
What's her prior state?
Yes, Your Honor. In 2015, battery on a law enforcement officer, 2015 resisting without violence, 2015 felony battery, a victim over 65 years old, 2014 possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, 2013 possession of cocaine, which included a violation of probation, 2013 prostitution, 2011 possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, 2009 possession of cocaine with a violation of probation as well, 2009 prostitution, 2009 battery, 2005 abuse of a child and possession of cocaine, and 2004 possession of cocaine with another violation of probation.
Yes.
You know, Judge, I'd just hate to see her sit in jail while the sheriff's office gets around to testing this. I mean, as this court's aware, she could be sitting in there for 33 days before
Okay.
we're back here.
Does she live somewhere, or because I see
Yes,
two
ma'am.
different addresses? Where do you live, ma'am? What's the address?
2783 North 34th Avenue, apartment 204.
That's
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
that is the address that is on her booking sheet.
Because I
Yes.
see a 2056
Right.
Scott Street, too.
It says she's been living there for 456 months.
Please, Your Honor.
And she said she will come back to court, Judge. Right,
Yes, I
Stephanie?
will. Yes, sir. And yes, Your Honor.
She had 9 failure to appears.
That's-
She has 9 failures to appear.
I know, Judge. I heard that. She gave me the number of a friend I can call for her, but, you know, there's probably not a lot of money here at all, Judge.
At all. I'll show him, Your Honor, because I finished pre-trial twice. I finished pre-trial within a week, and then I got out, and then I got another charge, something like an old case. So they rearrested me when they saw me instead of like when I was in custody.
All right, Stephanie, don't discuss the facts of your case, okay?
Okay, Your Honor.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you. All right.
I think it's either pretrial release for what may be a paraphernalia case, or she's probably gonna have to sit until they finally get around to testing it.
All right, this is what the court's gonna do. What do you do for a living, ma'am? Do you work?
No, ma'am. I babysit.
Ms. Hay has some issues that interfere with her ability to maintain stable employment, Judge.
Okay, court's gonna ROR and put her on pretrial release.
Yes, ma'am.
However, court is gonna do random testing,
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
no
I know.
alcohol or intoxicants. You violated,
ma'am.
ma'am, you're gonna sit in jail on a no bond hold. It's up to you.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Explain to her that she has to report, Mr. Reedy? Explain to her that she has to report.
Yes, Judge, I did. I explained to Ms. Hay that within 24 hours of her release, she'll have to report downtown. She has the map as to where she needs to go in her hand as we speak.
Yes, I do, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right,
Thank you,
next.
Judge.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.
Okay.
Stephanie Nicole Gagney, please.
Also North Broward.
Okay. Good morning, Miss Gagney. You're charged with robbery with a weapon. We need to talk about bonds. Court does find probable cause. Court is going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in this case, or alleged victims with the initials H.I. and E.K. That means no contact, ma'am, in person, no contact calling, texting, writing, whether you're in jail or not. And it also means nothing on social media and no contact through third parties. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
There's no return to the Home Depot during the pendency of this case. Do you understand that as well?
Yes.
All right, and that's the one located at 1151 West Copans Road.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, State, let's talk about a bond, and let's hear from the defense then afterwards.
Your Honor, I would be seeking a $5,000 bond in this case.
Okay, tell me what you're asking for, Mr. Reedy.
I'm asking for pretrial release, Judge. She's been a resident of Florida all her life. She has extensive family here, including her father, whose name she has given to me. She's been living with her parents for the last 2 years. She would continue to live with them if she was released. She has some medical conditions that concern me about whether or not she can get proper treatment based on a motorcycle accident that she had a few years ago. And I understand the court finding probable cause. It appears as though the co-defendant, Mr. Torti, is the one who approached the two victims with the knife and threatened them. And I'm not saying that, Miss Gagney's totally blameless if the probable cause affidavit is correct. But it doesn't indicate into here as to whether or not she knew that this was going to happen, that she knew this guy was going to threaten these two people with a knife. So her involvement in the actual robbery itself, it appears to be far less serious than that of her co-defendant. I'd ask as a condition, if the court does consider pretrial release, to make it a condition of her release that she have no contact with Mr. Torti.
Okay. Court's going to set a $5,000 bond, no victim contact, no return to Home Depot. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'll call your dad, Stephanie.
Erkland Valcourt, please. Is there an Erland Valcourt?
Medical, okay.
Okay. Is there a Deputy at Conti? Is there a Deputy at Conti? Okay, I guess we don't have anybody. Let's see if we have.
I don't think we do. I know we have one at Paul Ryan.
Okay, sir, Paul Ryan, step up, please.
This would be, I believe, Mr. Weil Myrick on page 14.
Okay. Deputy, if you only have one or two next time, just speak up, and I'll call you so you don't have to stand there for the whole docket. You're welcome. What page?
14.
Page 14, Your Honor.
What page are we on now?
We're cruising through page 6, Judge.
Okay. And what's the last name? I'm sorry.
M-Y-R-I-C-K.
M.Y. Myrick. What's the first name?
Wiley.
W-Y-L-E.
Myrick.
Yes, ma'am.
M.Y.
M-Y-R-I-C-K.
Okay, someone's gonna have to help me. Oh, here it is, okay. What is this one? All right, no problem. Okay, are you Wiley Myrick, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Myrick, you are charged with dealing in stolen property, $3,500 bond. These are ad charges. That's count 2, and count 3 is false owner info pond item, $300 or more, $3,500 bond. What's he have for, count 1?
It's a violation of felony probation, felony battery with prior conviction. It's a
Okay.
no bond.
All right, so he has a no bond hold. Court does find probable cause.
Judge, Mr. Myrick is gonna have to go before his division
Okay.
judge, so I have nothing further to say about the bond at this time.
$3,499 each count, okay? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Good luck, Mr. Myrick.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Deputy Paul Ryan. Okay, you're welcome. Next one is Jessica Heimbaugh.
She's in North Broward, Judge.
Hello, Ms. Heimbaum, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Very good, thanks. You have count 1, petty theft, first degree, property between 100 to 300, bond set at $100. Count 2 is a capious felony. You do have a no bond hold. The court does find probable cause. Court's gonna set your bond at $99 on count 1. Thank you. Good luck to you, ma'am. Sheila Marie King, please.
Also North Broward.
Hello, Ms. King, how are you? You have 1 count of petty theft, second degree, first offense. Your bond set at $25. Court's gonna set it at $24, ma'am. You do have a warrant for a VOP pretrial, no bond hold, and you have a capious felony, no bond holds. Court is gonna order no return to marshals. Which is at 3200 North Federal Highway. Do you understand?
I do.
All right, ma'am, good luck to you.
So when I clear up the warrant, the 2 warrants, will I be able to post bond? Or how does that
$24.
work?
When you clear it up, $24, ma'am, okay? Thank you.
Judge, I'm gonna ask you to sign a photo order
Sure.
regarding her hand.
Okay, no problem.
Actually, you know what, Judge, I'm not. She explained to me how her hand got injured. It doesn't
Okay.
have anything to do with her arrest.
I'm assuming this is a medical reset, Lysandra Levette Johnson.
I would imagine.
All right, Lysandra Levette Johnson, medical reset. Then we have Christy Lillian Persad, Persad.
She refused to join us, Judge.
Okay. Defendant voluntarily absented herself.
Is that a medical reason? Yeah. Well, no, it's in a bond case.
From magistrate court. She's gonna be held no bond on counts 1 and 2. Okay, Madam Clerk, would you like us to take a break for a couple minutes? Oh, no. Thank you. Are you sure? Okay. Now, this is the latest, okay? If you need us to take a break, let me know. Anybody else need to take a break, please let me know. Deandra Monique Henry, please.
She's on loan, Your Honor.
Pardon?
She's on loan.
Okay. And is this Sandra Sue Neal?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. You have count 1, possession of fentanyl, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is possession of cocaine, $1,000 bond. And count 3 is possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yes, ma'am.
Court does find probable cause. Does anybody want to be heard with regard to the $2,100 in bond?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Miss Neal's not gonna be able to make that kind of bond. She's been living here in Florida for the last 10 years. She does have a family. Most of them unfortunately are in Michigan. She has been working at the same job, doing housekeeping, maintenance type work. She has a place where she can stay with her friend Nicole. She has been able, she told me the phone number for her friend Nicole. I haven't had a chance to call her. Miss Neal also is a graduate of college, or went to college. Which was it? I'm sorry, Sandra.
2 years.
You did two. She did 2 years of college in Michigan, studying nursing, and she has known this friend of hers, Nicole, for 2 years, and is welcome to stay at Nicole's house. And as I say, I believe Miss Neal can provide the court with that address if the court would consider pretrial release for her.
Eight. What's her prior record?
Your Honor, she has a 2010 neglecting a child without great bodily harm and a possession of paraphernalia, which she served time for, and a 2017 possession of PVP and possession of drug paraphernalia that was declined.
Which one, how much time did she serve?
90 days and 4 years probation.
I completed it, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't know if you want to speak to her friend, because I'm going to put her on, if she wants, you know, she doesn't want to bond out, I'm going to do random testing and all that stuff, so.
I believe I advised Ms. Neal that that was a possibility, that the court would consider doing something along those lines.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, you realize that if you show up positive, or you don't comply with any and I should say, you don't comply with any conditions of standard pretrial release, they'll come back to the courthouse and ask that your bond be revoked. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, hold on. ROR, standard pretrial release, no alcohol or intoxicants.
Okay.
Random testing. And that's gonna be at your expense, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. All right, ma'am, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Christopher Edward Anchia.
Misdemeanor, we're back in order. No, it's not racist.
He's here, President Judge in Maine. Hi, guys.
Okay, Mr. Anchia,
Yes, ma'am.
you have an ad charge for petty theft, second degree, $25 bond, court finds probable cause. Anybody want to be heard?
Yes, Judge. He's out on other cases, right now. He's been magistrated before. I believe he has a total about a $16,000 bond. Judge, considering this is a petty theft, I'd ask you to consider an ROR on this, because his family is barely trying to come up with the $16,000 bond on his other cases.
All right, sir, no return to Marshall's, 4197 West Commercial Boulevard
Yes, ma'am.
in
Yes, ma'am.
Tamarack, Florida, you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All right, ROR, you on count 6, sir. Good luck to you.
Hey, family.
Craig Anthony Bryan, please. And then we have John Whitson Delva. Mr. Bryan,
sir.
you have a
Yes, sir.
capious traffic for driving while license is suspended. Bond is set at $2,000.
Judge, this is a 2002 case, over 16 years.
I
He has a valid
see
license
that.
now. Would you consider an ROR so that he can go to his division, present his license? Hopefully, the prosecutor will agree to go ahead and drop this case.
It's his address, 6322 Northwest 12th Court.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ROR, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
Sir, make sure sir, Make sure you show up for court, because if you don't, you're gonna be back here again. Bring your driver's license, you gotta check, it's your responsibility if you don't get notice in the mail within the next 7 to 10 days, okay?
So, how many days? About 7 to 10 days, you should be getting a notice in the mail, all right? Okay.
John Woodson Delva, please. Good luck to you.
Come on up.
And then after that, we have Clinton Tavares McCutcheon. Okay, are you Mr. John Delva, sir?
Yes.
Sir, you have failure to register a vehicle, $25 bond. Count 2 is attach a registration license plate not assigned. Can you afford the $25 bond?
Judge, my understanding, this is his first arrest
Okay,
ever in his
ROR.
life.
Thank you.
Judge.
Hold on, sir.
Oh, wait a minute.
Is your
Make sure
address
they have the valid address.
2780 Somerset Drive, apartment 110?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much. Let the clerk know. Check your court date in 7 to 10 days. Clinton Tavares McCutcheon, please.
North Broward.
Hello, Mr. McCutcheon, how are you?
I'm fine, and yourself?
Fine, thanks. Sir, you have criminal mischief between $200 and $1,000. There's no bond attached, so that's essentially an ROR. Count 2, however, is a touch or strike battery. Bond is set at $1,000. Court is going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials TM. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and no victim contact, direct or indirect, means no contact in person, calling, texting, writing, on any type of social media, or through third parties with the alleged victim TM. You're also not to possess any firearms, ammunition, or weapons, and if you do have any, sir, you're to immediately surrender them immediately upon your release to your local police department. Do you understand that as well, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, anybody want to be heard with regard to the $1,000 bond? Okay, sir, good news for you, your bond posted. Let me just check your address. Is it 260 Northeast 38th Street, number 10?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, if you change your address, it's up to you to notify the clerk of court in writing with your case number. And it's also up to you, if you don't get a notice in the mail within the next 7 to 10 days, to check with the clerk of the court online. You go to browardclerk.org, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, sir. Jamal
Thank you.
Myers, please. You're welcome. Mayers.
Is he a President Maine, Judge?
Okay. How many more at North Broward? A lot?
Not too many, Judge. I think we have, I count 1, 2, 3, I think.
All right, if you want to write down the names and Michelle will pull them.
I've got them written down in page numbers already.
All right, so Michelle, Okay, Mr. Myers, good morning, sir. You are charged with trespass, leave property upon order by owner. The court does find probable cause. The court is going to order no return, sir, to the Palm Collision Center at 1122 South State Road 7, North Lauderdale. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
There's a fourth one.
Okay, bond is set at $25.
Oh, we did this guy. We did this guy.
Judge, in speaking to
Ibrahim
Mayor
Ali.
Chief,
We
should
did
ask
him.
Your Honor if you would consider resolving the case.
Oh, and this guy, he's refusing to come. So the only other one
State,
is
you
on
have
the
any
municipal
objection?
ordinance case.
Adjudication time served.
Here he is.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth? Sir, you gotta pay attention to me. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, put your hand down. Is your name Jamal Myers, Mayers?
Yes, ma'am.
It's my understanding you wish to waive your right to a trial, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone forcing you to do this? Is anybody forcing you to do this, sir?
No.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol or drugs?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever been treated for a mental illness?
No, ma'am.
Are you on any medications at this time?
No.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea to this charge could result in deportation proceedings and affect your ability to remain in the United States?
Yes, Mom.
Understanding what I just explained to you, you pleading guilty, not guilty, or no contest, sir, to trespass, failure to leave property upon order by owner?
No content.
Okay, the court is going to accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. The court has reviewed the court file, finds probable cause for the plea. The court's going to adjudicate you, time served, you impose court costs of $293. You're not to return, sir, to the Palm Collision Center located at 1122 South State Road 7, North Lauderdale, Florida, 33068. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, Mom.
Okay, you have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Good luck to you, sir. We're done with this case. Can I have the next one? I didn't put anything. Okay, Orlando Don Henry, taking it out of turn. What page?
Page 11, Your Honor, he's actually 2 cases down. He's right after Mr. Webb.
Okay,
And he'd like to resolve this if possible.
okay. Okay, Orlando Don Henry, is that your name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you are charged with failure to leave property upon order by owner. Okay, he previously was told not to go back there, and he keeps going back there. Court would give him 3 days, Broward County Jail.
Is that what you'd like to do, Mr. Henry?
Yes, that solves the problem.
Well, the problem is you keep going back to that same location, so don't do that anymore. Okay? Okay.
Sir, you come back here again, it's gonna be more than 3 days if you wanted to a plea, I can tell you that. You understand? A lot more than 3. Raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, put your hand down. Is your name Orlando Don Henry, Henry?
Yes, ma'am.
It's my understanding you wish to waive your right to a trial in this trespassing case?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone forcing you to do this?
No.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol or drugs?
No.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No.
Are you on any medications?
Used to be.
Okay, but are you on anything right now? Do you understand what's going
No,
on
no,
here
I'm not
today?
I'm not on medication, ma'am.
Okay, do you understand what's going on here today, sir?
Yes. In court.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea to this charge could result in deportation proceedings against you and affect your ability to remain in the United States?
That wouldn't be good, ma'am, and I understand.
Okay, so considering that you could be deported, how do you want to plead to trespass, failure to leave property upon order by owner? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Which one, what is it? No contest meaning what?
No contest means that you're not admitting that you did anything wrong, but you're not fighting the charge either. What you're saying essentially is that you feel accepting the adjudication 3 days Broward County Jail is the right thing for you to do. It's in your best interest.
Is that no contest?
That's no contest.
All right, yes.
Okay, adjudication, 3 days, Broward County Jail. The court is going to accept this plea and find that it's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file, finds probable cause for the plea. As I said, it's an adjudication, 3 days, Broward County Jail, with credit for time served. Court is going to impose $293 in court costs. Sir, there is no return to that Sprint store. Do you understand?
All right, got it.
And that is located at 12206 Pines Boulevard. You understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Good luck to you. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Thank you. Okay, who's the other one? Michael Gregory Norval, please.
Yes, ma'am.
He's about 5 cases further down the docket.
Michelle pulled it for me.
Okay, and this is a municipal ordinance case that Mr. Norville would like to resolve if possible.
Okay. Is this a Broward County ordinance?
Looks like a Pompano case.
It's a Broward County, somewhere.
Another one, no one shows up.
They don't have an attorney, as far as I know,
No,
Judge.
I know, but
And, if, I mean, you could consider a lack of prosecution.
hey, sir, you want to resolve this case today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you realize you didn't show up for court in February of 2018 and you said you would, right?
Yes.
All right, well, you can resolve the case today. The court will adjudicate you and give you 2 days Broward County Jail with credit for time served. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and there'll be $78 in court costs as well, which I have to impose by law. Is that something you want to do?
I don't have $78.
All right, well, I have to impose the court costs anyway. They'll put a lien against you and just do
Okay.
collection efforts, and you can't get a driver's license. So raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is your name Michael Gregory Norville? Norevil?
Yes, ma'am.
It's my understanding you wish to waive your right to an attorney and trial. Meaning you want to give
Yes.
up your right to have the court appoint an attorney and to have a trial. You want to plead guilty or no contest to the charge today?
No contest.
Okay, that's what I thought. Is anyone forcing you to do this?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Ever been treated for a mental illness that would affect your ability to understand what's going on here today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you want to plead no contest to this capious misdemeanor, consume alcohol?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the court's going to accept your plea, find that it's freely and voluntarily entered. Court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea, adjudicate 2 days Broward County Jail with credit for time served, $78 in court costs. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence to the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. You're done with this case, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
No more going back there, sir. Yes. That's fine. Thank you. That's what I figured, sir. All right, Christopher Webb, please. Is that your name, sir?
No, Your Honor, this is our last one. This is Walker. Christopher Webb here, main judge.
All right, hold on. Where's Mr. Walker?
Oh, well,
Did you give her that paperwork? No. All right, we'll pull him. All right, we'll pull the paperwork for Walker, and we'll be right back after Webb, okay? All right, Christopher Webb, please. Sir, you're charged with trespass, failure to leave property upon order by owner.
I got it.
Court does find probable cause.
We have paperwork on it? We don't. No, he's moved to domestic.
Yeah, but they didn't move him.
Huh? Oh.
Sir, you're to have no return to the Palm Collision Center. You understand that, sir?
yes, Your Honor.
Right, and that's located at 1122 South State Road 7. Okay, so what are we doing with this case, folks? Bond set at $25.
Judge, Mr. Webb's gonna be requesting court you consider resolving his case today for time served.
And Your Honor, you did just give the co-defendant 3 days.
Okay, adjudication, 3 days, Broward County Jail. No return. Credit for time served. for, Mr. Webb. I don't know if he's doing it. I said adjudication, 3 days, Broward County Jail with credit for time served.
Judge, I know you extended that to the co-defendant. I think he had some recent, if I heard correctly, I thought Your Honor was, concerned because he had some recent trespasses. This gentleman's 30 years old. He's an Army veteran. He served our country from 2008 through 2012. He has been arrested in the past, Judge, but considering what we have before you, Judge, I don't know if Your Honor would be inclined for straight time served on Mr. Webb's behalf.
No, they were previously, it says I made contact with Christopher and the other co-defendant, and they willingly returned to the property. I mean, you just can't keep going back. So it's an adjudication, 3 days, Broward County Jail, credit for time served, no return, and court costs. You can't keep going back there, that's the problem. And it says, the officer is the homeless outreach, Mr. Romero. Mr. Romero, it says, I am the homeless outreach deputy in North Lauderdale, and I have personally offered Mr. Christopher homeless services several times, and he will not allow me to take him to a shelter. So 3 days Broward County Jail, and next time, if he goes back there, probably gonna be a lot more.
All right, then we'll respectfully decline the court's offer, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, $25 bond, no return to common collision, thank you.
Your Honor, on Mr. Walker, who's on page 16,
There's no paperwork.
the reason there's no paperwork is because Mr. Walker is supposed to have been transferred to domestic violence court. So they need to get him, if possible, to domestic violence court in front of Judge Cohen. I don't think that's gonna happen.
What is that, 11 o'clock though?
Yeah, but it's 10:34. They're never gonna get him there. He's in Pompano.
Oh,
It said it on a docket, they should have moved it.
Yeah, he was moved to the docket, but he wasn't moved from the jail.
hi, this is Judge Malika, Magistrate, how are you? Okay. You're not on speaker, but there's a live feed. So anyway, there is on our page 16 of our docket, an Ernest James Walker. That should have been, it says move to domestic docket. The problem is he's in North Broward. So I don't know if you want me to have them reset this for tomorrow or have North Broward bring them over. What would you like me to tell the deputies? I don't know if I'm gonna see it, so why don't you hold on, I'll hold on and I'll put Michelle on. All right. Okay, so Mr. Walker, I believe Judge Cohen is gonna have you come over to his courtroom. He conducts court at 11 a.m. for magistrates, and you're gonna go personally to his courtroom. But we're gonna find out in a moment, so just hang on, and we're gonna do some other people while you're waiting there, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so just stand there. You can stand there or sit down, okay? It's up to you. All right, next one is James Anthony Cardell, please.
He's approaching, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Cardwell, you are charged with pedestrian obstructing traffic and another warrant for obstructing traffic, same thing. Two different warrant numbers, one from April 2nd, 2018, and there's another one where he failed to appear April 2nd, 2016. I'm sorry, 2018. $1,500 bond on one, $250 bond on the other.
Judge, I believe these are panhandling offenses. He's homeless. He wants to know if Your Honor will consider extending an adjudication time served on both cases.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna pass this case. Pull me up the probable cause affidavits on those two cases. Have a seat. I wanna see if it's the same place he's been panhandling. Okay, what did she say?
She's putting on recall.
Okay. Today?
Yes.
So does that mean that? Okay. All right, Mr. Ernest Walker, please. Okay, Mr. Walker, Judge Cohen's office stated that you can stay in North Broward. They will take care of it in court. So I guess you have a public defender there. I don't know, but that's what I've been advised, okay? So if you want something further, contact the public defender's office. I believe they represent you. Okay?
There's no public defender here.
No, I know, but one will come and speak to you, or you can call the public defender's office. It probably means the public defender is gonna take care of it there.
So will I have a bond?
Let me call back and get some clarification. I understand. Give me one moment, sir, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, it's Judge Malika again. Sorry to bother you. Okay, so Mr. Ernest Walker's in front of me, and I just told him he can stay in North Broward. They'll take care of it in court. But he was a little bit upset. He didn't know like exactly what that meant. Does that mean that the public defender's office is gonna be talking about a bond, or? Okay. Okay, thank you. That's all right. Bye-bye. All right, sir, the only thing I can tell you is, they spoke to the clerk, Michelle, in the courtroom. They have the necessary paperwork, and they said they'll take care of it in the courtroom. So, I don't know exactly what that means, but you're gonna be magistrated. Maybe it means that you'll be going there tomorrow. But contact the public defender's office tomorrow if you don't hear of anything. And Mr. Reedy, maybe you can contact the public defender's office.
I will, Judge, but I can also tell Mr. Walker that he has a calendar call set for April 19th. So I don't know, Ernest, if they're going to bring you to court tomorrow or not. If they don't, you will be, see, our records show that he's out of custody, Judge. That's part of the problem. So I'll make sure that we know you're in custody, and I'll have your public defender come and see you, or I'll ask your public defender to come see you, okay?
Is April 19th for the driving?
I don't know anything about that.
All right.
So I won't be receiving no bond or nothing?
Well, you're entitled to a bond. Lear Gloger is your public defender. And I will contact her. I'll let her know what's going on, all right?
How do I get in contact with her? I don't have a number or nothing.
Okay, I'll give her a call, man.
All right.
Okay? All right, good luck, Ernest.
Okay, Deputy at North Broward.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I think that's it for today, correct?
Yes. Yes,
Or
it
for
is. Thank
now,
you.
for the AM docket. We'll see you back at 1. Thank you.
Okay.
Joseph Spatero.
He's here at Main, Judge?
Okay, Mr. Spatero, you have use a firearm under the influence of alcohol. Count bond set at $600 or $500. Is it 600 or 500?
$500.
Yeah. $500 and count 2, trespass, unoccupied structure or conveyance. There is no bond attached to that. Any objection to probable cause?
All right, well,
I just don't get how somebody can leave a loaded firearm behind in a bathroom stall. I mean, I'm not saying Mr. Spataro isn't at fault if this is true, but I just don't understand that. And I think the victim is the guy who owns the gun is the only one who saw Mr. Spataro with the gun, so.
It says under the influence. Do you know if anywhere in the probable cause affidavit said he was under the influence? Mr. Spataro told me he doesn't drink alcohol.
That's a good point. I don't think it does.
Judge, this is a second-degree misdemeanor. He's 70 years old. Judge, he's homeless. Would you consider an ROR on his behalf?
State, do you see any use of any alcohol?
No, Your Honor,
Because I didn't see any earlier when I read this.
no, but I believe that what the officer intended to charge was FSS 790.15, which is discharging a firearm in public. I believe when you add the one, that's when it makes it under the influence of alcohol, but the essential charges should have been 790.15.
Okay, so probable cause for, what's the name of it?
Discharging a firearm in public. Yeah, I believe the one is a mistake.
Give me the statute number,
It's 790.15.
any subsection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, if I heard my colleague correctly, Mr. Reedy, I believe he said somebody left it in the stall, and that person allegedly left, so nobody actually saw Mr.
Yeah, they
Spataro.
did.
No, when the guy who was foolish enough to leave a loaded gun in a public restroom realized that he had left it behind, according to the probable cause affidavit, when he came back into the restroom, he heard a gunshot, went back to the restroom, and took the gun from Mr. Spataro, so he says.
So this time no one saw him discharge. It could have fell down after it was discharged. Probably he could have picked it up. No, so my point is nobody actually saw him discharge it, correct?
Correct.
It says it's observed Joseph Spataro holding his firearm in his hand. Simpson snatched the firearm out of his possession. Says approximately less than 5 minutes later, Simpson had remembered that he did not retrieve the firearm. He then heard a single gunshot as he was walking back to the bathroom. When he entered the bathroom, he observed the subject, Joseph Spataro, holding his firearm in his hand.
So
So,
no one observed
for
him discharge
basis,
it. My point.
for probable cause purposes, the court's gonna find probable cause for PC for discharge firearm in public, Florida statute 790.15. Court does find probable cause for trespass as well on count 2, which is basically an RLR. And it
Judge,
also
considering
does
it's
say, it
second-degree
also
misdemeanor,
does
would
say
you
in the
consider
last, what's his priors?
Judge, I don't have any.
He doesn't have anything, well, let me just, 1 second, Your Honor. He has priors out of Palm Beach. Let me just see if
The
anything's.
thing that's concerning is, it says, I mean, he's walking around with the gun, and then it says he was previously trespass warned multiple times not to come back to the area due to multiple ongoing violations of city ordinance.
Well, Judge, respectfully, I don't think it says he was walking around with a gun. The person left a gun in a stall. A person heard a gunshot, came back. We don't know how long it took him to get back, and basically then found him in possession of it.
Where does your client live?
He's homeless, unfortunately, Judge. And he advised me he has no mailing address.
Well, there's 10462 South 228th Lane in Boca Raton.
What's that address, sir? I used to live there. It's not a good address anymore? Judge, from what I'm being informed, he used to have that address. It's no longer valid.
I heard. Can he, does he have any address? That's okay.
No.
You have no mailing address?
No, I'm homeless.
Okay, state.
Your Honor, I do have the priors now. Actually recently in March 2018, he picked up a trespass. It's still pending. November 2017, a trespass adjudication. 2017, sunbathing in the nude on a city beach adjudication. 2017, trespass adjudication. 2017, indecent exposure, not filed. 2017, trespass after warning adjudicated. 2017, trespass after warning adjudicated. 2017, trespass after warning adjudicated. And there are 4 other trespass charges from 2017 that were adjudicated. Lodging in public. And the trespassing charges start from the year 2016. They're at least 15.
Judge, another option, I didn't know if I advise the court, besides an ROR, Mr. Patero would be interested in resolving this case for a time served. I don't know if Your Honor would be interested in extending that offer, or the state would.
I can tell you the court will not consider a time served for discharging a firearm in public.
I don't know if it'll even be filed, considering kind of how weak it is on count 1, but.
State.
Your Honor, I think that given his prior history, I think a $500 bond is sufficient, and I wouldn't be inclined to give in an offer to resolve the case.
Judge, there's no one that can bond him out. He has no money, so, well, it's in your hands now, Judge.
Okay, no firearms, ammunition, or weapons, sir. You surrender any to your local police department immediately upon your release. Court is based on the nature of the charges and that there was a firearm discharge. Court is going to leave the bond, the standard bond of $500. Surrender any local firearms to your local police department if you do possess any, and that's firearms, ammunition, or weapons. Pretrial release, report 1 time a week. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. James Anthony Cardell, please.
You're welcome. I was trying to be as specific as possible. Just for you.
So this is 2 separate places. Okay. State,
Yes, Your Honor, this
what's
was.
your offer on pedestrian, 2 panhandlings?
Your Honor, the offer I believe that you gave to the co-defendant was fair. They have both been previously warned. An adjudication with time served in 3 days, I believe, is sufficient to resolve both cases. And that jail to run concurrent.
There was co-defendants? Not that I know of.
This was the one where he was trespassing with Mr. Miri.
Mr. Who?
Miri.
This is James Anthony Cardell.
Yes, Your Honor, and the co-defendants, let me see if there were. Oh, is this one different? I apologize, Your Honor. It's an adjudication with time served on both counts.
Okay,
That's
that's
my
okay,
mistake.
no problem.
The
A lot of cases in here. Okay, adjudication, time served, no return.
No trespassing.
Yes.
No return, sir, and you can't panhandle at 2600 West Atlantic Boulevard
Okay.
in Margate, and you can't go back to 100 North Caroline Road in Margate. You can't panhandle at all. You understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay, Okay, put your hand down. Are you James Anthony Cardell, Cardell?
Yes, I am.
So loud. Move the mic away. Okay. Okay, sir. It's my understanding you wish to waive your right to a trial?
Yes.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No, Your Honor.
Ever been treated for a mental illness that would affect your ability to understand what's going on here today, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you want to plead guilty, no guilty, or no contest to
No contest.
obstructing traffic?
No contest.
And that's in these two different cases, you understand? It's not just one
Yes.
case, it's two cases.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court's going to accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. The court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea. Court is going to impose court costs in the first case and the second case of $293. Court also is going to order no return, sir, to 2600 West Atlantic Boulevard in Margate, and also to 100 North Paroline Road. In Margate, no wait, it's not in Margate. In Pompano. They're both in Pompano, I stand corrected. Okay? 2600 West Atlantic Boulevard, Pompano. 100 North Powerline Road, Pompano Beach. No more panhandling, sir, you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you need information for assistance to help you, sir? All right, well, don't get caught panhandling. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Adjudication time served, all right?
Good luck, sir. Thank you.
Malik Petit.
Come on up, please.
Okay, Mr. Petit, you are charged with one count of touch or strike battery, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less. There's no bond attached to that. The court does find probable cause. Court's going to order no victim contact, sir, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in this case, with the initials RMO. No contact, direct or indirect, sir, I want you to listen carefully, means no contact in person, third parties, on social media, no contact in person, writing, texting, calling, or any contact whatsoever. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Anybody want to be heard?
Your Honor, Mr. Petit is currently on pretrial supervision in case number 1-800-1894-CF10A. Resisting officer with violence, battery on law enforcement officer, possession of an open container in a vehicle, and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. At this time, we are requesting a revocation of his supervision.
Okay, court is going to revoke his pretrial supervision. He got another count based on that I found probable cause for a touch or strike battery. Give me the case number again, 1894.
1894-CF10A.
Okay.
Judge, considering that you revoked pretrial release, I believe case number 18-1894-CF10A, if I heard correctly, is a third-degree felony. I'd ask you at this time then to impose a bond of $1,000, which would be appropriate on third-degree felony, and then I'd ask, considering he was out, I'd ask you then to leave the bond in place on the new law offense, which is here before you, Judge.
Okay, court is going to put him on a no bond hold on the 18-1894 CF10A. That's without prejudice. He can go before his division judge. He does have a pending case with violence. Court will set bond on the touch or strike battery at $999. Thank you.
Judge, my understanding is that he may have already posted bond on the case that was here before you.
Okay,
Judge, I'd ask you at this time to consider leaving it at $1,000. I don't know if the $999 would have them try and rebond or something.
oh,
would
that's
be held
fine,
up.
no problem.
Thank you, Judge.
What? Okay, so I don't know if he wants his bond rejected, okay. Next one is Terrence Session, please.
Come on up, Mr. Sessions.
Mr. Session, you have two KPS traffics. You are going before your division judge, Judge Cal Evans, on April 11th, which is this Wednesday. One of them is a failure to register vehicle, $250 bond. The other one is expired DL, more than 6 months, $250 bond. Anybody want to wish to be heard? Does he want to resolve the case or bond out?
Wants to resolve the case, Judge.
Okay, state,
Yes, Your
adjudication, time served, or costs, or,
Yes, Your Honor, adjudication with court costs and time served.
okay, adjudication and time served plus court costs of $293. Is that what he wants to do?
That is correct, Judge.
All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is your name Terrence Session, Session?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down, sir. All right, it's my understanding you wish to waive your right to a trial, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody forcing you to do this?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No, ma'am.
All right, you want to plead no contest to failure to register a vehicle and expired DL more than, which is a driver's license, more than 6 months, sir. Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court's going to accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. The court has reviewed the court file, finds probable cause for the plea. The court's going to adjudicate you and time serve you on each count. And on count one, the court is going to impose $293 in court costs. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence to the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. You're done with this case, except for paying your court costs. Good luck to you, sir. Next one is Elvis Thomas Ford, please. Okay, and then after Mr. Ford, we have Brendan Spencer. Are you Mr. Ford?
This is Mr. Ford, Judge.
All right, Mr. Ford. You are charged with exposing sexual organs in public, $100 bond. Count 2 is a capious misdemeanor of, looks like, $3,500 for indecent exposure as well. The court does find probable cause. The court's going to leave his bond as is unless you want to argue something further.
Judge, the only thing I have to say is he's 34 years old, he's homeless, he's not working, he has no one to help post his bond. So financially, he's indigent. So I'd ask you to take that into consideration to determine reasonable release conditions.
Okay, court's going to set his bond on count 1 at $99. Count 2 is a capious, $3,500. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Next one is Brendan Mark Spencer, and then William Matos Ortiz, please. Okay, Mr. Spencer, come on up. You have a capious misdemeanor as well for driving while license is suspended. Bond is set at $1,000.
Mr. Spencer advised me Judge Sutton's going to be posting his bond, so we're not going to be asking to resolve it.
All right. Let me just check his address. Hold on. Is your address 9851 Northwest 24th Street, Coral Springs, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Check in the next 7 to 10 days, browardclerk.org. Make sure, sir, that you make sure you get your court date and you monitor it, okay? Because if you don't show up for court, your bond's going to get revoked and you're going to be back here again. Good luck to you.
Judge, before Mr. Spencer and after Mr. Ford, there was a Mr. Eddie Rancher. I don't know if Your Honor skipped him or maybe that paperwork got caught up with Mr. Ford's paperwork.
There's no paperwork.
Any trespass?
No paperwork. Any reason why? Huh? You do? May I look at it?
It's on my docket, trespass.
You have paperwork? I don't have. You have? Rancher?
Okay, well,
No, it should be before.
Judge, if it's a trespass case, maybe we could resolve it this afternoon.
all right, well, Jasmine has the paperwork right here.
Yes, patient this whole morning. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Jasmine. Okay, trespass, occupied structure or conveyance, $100 bond. This is at the Marathon Gas Station, 5551 West Atlantic Boulevard. I'm sorry, West Hallandale Beach Boulevard, Pembroke Park. He's been warned several times on different occasions.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
And the last one was in March. Court would do 3 days, Broward County Jail, no return. Would you like to see it?
What's up? Let me talk to him, let me talk to him.
Why don't you make a copy?
Huh?
Do that.
I know.
Say that again? What's the matter? Willie, what do you need?
Mr. Rancher, what he advised me of is, one, he's taking care of his elderly mother. She has heart condition, she has a pacemaker. She needs him to go out and take care of him. She lives at West Park. Remorseful for how he answered your questions. Judge, we'd ask you to reconsider an adjudication time, so considering the circumstances that his mom does need him out there.
Yes.
He promises not to return, Judge. All right, you not worry about that. No more.
Sorry, it's gonna be 3 days, Broward County Jail, credit for time served. You would get out, Jasmine, tomorrow or today?
How many days? 3?
3,
Credit for time served. Tomorrow.
tomorrow. Excuse me? I'll give you the paperwork.
You'll accept the court document.
All right, sir, and you can't go back there. Do you understand?
She, the judge had a copy.
All right.
I want to stand, ma'am.
All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is your name Eddie Laderick Rancher, R-A-N-C-H?
Eddie LaDerrick Rancher. Eddie LaDerrick Rancher.
Eddie Laderick Rancher, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
R-A-N-C-H-E-R.
Yes, ma'am.
It's my understanding you wish to waive your right to a trial, sir?
What you mean by that? When you like resolve it? Yeah, you're resolving it, no trial. There's not, you're giving up all your rights associated with it. Yes.
Is anyone forcing you to do this?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication that would affect your
No,
ability?
ma'am.
Let me
No,
finish the
ma'am.
question. Are you under the influence of any alcohol or drugs?
No, ma'am.
Ever been treated for a mental illness?
No, ma'am.
Are you on any medications?
No, ma'am.
You want to plead no contest to trespass after warning, structure, or conveyance at 5551 West Hallandale Beach Boulevard at the Marathon Gas Station?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you understand you can't go back there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and how are you pleading to that? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, ma'am.
Court's gonna accept your plea, find that's freely and voluntarily entered. The court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea. Court's gonna adjudicate you, sentence you to 3 days, Broward County Jail. With credit for time served, the court is gonna impose court costs, which I have to impose by law, of $293. Sir, under no circumstances are you to return to the Marathon gas station at 5551 West Hallandale Beach Boulevard. I hope to not see you here again on that, sir. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Good luck, sir. No return. Do you have the booking sheet?
Yes.
Oh, did you get it? Okay.
That I gave you?
Oh, I do have it. Thank you. All right,
Do you
so
need that?
madam,
I'm not gonna
yes, I have it. Thank you. I'm sorry, Jasmine. All right, here you go. All right, William Matos Ortiz, please. Matos. Okay, are you Mr. William Matos Ortiz?
Yes.
All right, sir, you are charged with the capious felony, no bond hold. You have 2 capious misdemeanors where bond set at 500 and 1,000. You have a warrant for felony VOP pretrial, you're being held no bond. And you have count 5 and 6, petty theft, second degree. First offense and second offense, bond set at $100 and $25. Court does find probable cause. Court is gonna set your bond on counts 2 and 3. Count 3 is gonna be $99. Count 4 is gonna be $999. Count 5 is gonna be $99. And count 6 is gonna be $19. All the others are no bond. Thank you. Kevin Trent Gerd-Harry.
Mr. Gerd-Harry, sir, present, Judge?
Okay, did I say your name correctly, sir?
Kevin Trent Gerd-Harry, yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have count 1, possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. Count 2 is trespassing unoccupied structure or conveyance, basically an ROR. Count 3, though, is a violation of probation. You are going before your division judge, Judge Barbara McCarthy, on April 11th, which is this Wednesday, at 8:30 a.m. You're going to be held no bond on that. You're also going to be held no bond on count 4, which is also a probation violation. Court's going to find probable cause, set your bond at $99. The court is going to order or not to return to the Carefree
I live there.
Cove.
I live there. Yes, that's mine.
Okay, in the meantime, I'm ordering you no return to the Carefree Cove Clubhouse, sir.
It doesn't
Right.
appear to me that they tested this marijuana, Judge.
Okay, you are correct. Court will ROR him on count 1. No PC. No return to the clubhouse, sir. Good luck to you. Next one's gonna be, thank you for that, Mr. Reedy.
My pleasure, Judge.
Quincy Latimer.
He's approaching.
Okay, Mr. Latimer, you're charged with 1 count resisting an officer or obstructing without violence. $100 bond. Count 2 is reckless driving. It's essentially an ROR. However, you are being held no bond on count 3, which is a probation violation, and you also are going before your division judge, Judge Barbara McCarthy, on this Wednesday, April 11th at 8:30 a.m. Court does find probable cause. Court's going to set bond at $99 on count 1. Good luck to you, sir. The next one is Sebastian Antoine Tigner.
Is here present, Judge?
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, Mr. Tigner, you are charged with count 1, grand theft auto, $1,000 bond. Count 2, resisting an officer without violence. There's no bond attached to that. And then you have counts 3 and 4, bond surrenders for felonies, not for magistrates, which are $1,000 and $2,500. Court does find probable cause. Court is going to order no contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim, which is EAN Holdings, and no return to that business. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, if I may be heard as to the probable cause in count 1,
Sure.
it appears that Mr. Tigner was the passenger of the vehicle.
Passenger.
Well, whether he was the front passenger, the rear passenger, or in the trunk of the car, he wasn't driving it. There's nothing to show that he had any knowledge that this vehicle was stolen. Now, maybe you could impugn that knowledge to the driver, but to impugn that knowledge to a passenger in the vehicle without anything further tying him to that, I think that that is not enough to rise to the level of probable cause.
Okay, State.
Your Honor, just because he's the passenger in a vehicle, I don't think that negates that he's still in a stolen vehicle. He did make it clear to tell the officer that he wasn't the driver, to kind of make it seem like he isn't, engaged in that criminal activity. But of course, he invoked his Fifth Amendment rights, so I don't know whether he admitted or not.
Okay.
If,
Go ahead.
if that's the logic, then every time anyone gets into a car, they need to ask the driver, let me see the registration, let me see some title, let me make sure that you can establish and prove to me that this is not a stolen car, that this is your vehicle. I don't think that is incumbent upon a passenger in a vehicle. Also, I think what the state is saying is we should punish Mr. Tigner for telling the police officer the truth. I wasn't the driver is a true and factual statement. And he shouldn't be punished for that. I just don't think there's any probable cause here, Judge, to support the idea that anyone who happens to be in a car that's stolen is guilty of stealing the car. And this is also, if I'm not mistaken, he has a bond on the other, there's a bond, okay.
Yes.
Bond surrender. But I don't think there's probable cause here on count 1, Judge, I really don't.
Okay, well, the court is going to find probable cause. I understand your argument. It is an interesting argument.
I'm just saying, Judge, if you call an Uber and you get in that car, you better ask the Uber driver for all the information, the title, and everything else, because if it turns out it's stolen, Judge Malaga will hold you on a $1,000 bond.
Was this an Uber? I don't see that here.
No, Judge,
No, but anytime you get into a car, anytime you get into any car, you're going to have to make sure that you find out and get the information to show that that car is not stolen. Otherwise, don't come before Judge Malaga because
Thank you for that information.
you're very welcome, Judge.
All right, so grand theft auto, $1,000 bond, what are we doing with it?
I'd ask you to ROR him based on the weakness of the case, Judge. I don't even see this thing getting filed, quite frankly.
Well, here's the thing, is he gonna bond out on the other two?
That I don't know. Mr. Romero can perhaps help us with that.
Do you want a minimal bond, or what do you wanna do? You want me to set a $10 bond?
Let's see, maybe he can make the bond on the others.
I don't think so, he has bond surrender, so. All right, this is what the court will do. Go ahead.
We'd be asking you for ROR considering Mr. Reedy's argument, Judge. It's a pretty great argument.
You don't want a $10 bond? He has two other bonds.
Think your mom is gonna okay, $10.
Okay, no victim contact. Next one, Latron Lee, please.
That was
Bonded,
Mr. Lee's approaching, Judge. Good morning.
I'm sorry, $10, and the other two obviously are the same. All right, Mr. Lee, you are charged with DUI, or alcohol or drugs, third offense within 10 years. We need to talk about bond. Count 2 is DUI, unlawful blood alcohol level, a .15 or higher, or accompanied by a person 18 years of age or less than 18 years of age. Would anybody like to talk about bond on count 1?
Your Honor, state would be requesting a $1,500 bond on count 1,
Okay,
and to keep count 2 at $1,000.
okay. Defense?
Judge, we're gonna be asking Your Honor to consider releasing Mr. Lee on pretrial release. He's 38 years old, he's been living in our community his whole entire life. He's currently working. If he, doesn't go to work tomorrow, he's gonna lose his job. The person that's contacting, to help post his bond is his, grandfather, however, or his mom, rather, but he doesn't have, number memorized, so he's gonna have to ask for a phone order. We don't know if the mom is gonna be able to, is gonna pick up right away and then have access to those funds, and then that might jeopardize his employment. So therefore, Judge, we'd be asking you to consider releasing
What
Mr.
does he
Lee on
do?
pretrial release. He works for, he's an acoustic architect, he's an audio visual specialist, been doing that for 4 years now.
Does he own the blue Dodge pickup truck?
He does.
What year is it?
2008.
How much does he make a week?
Let me inquire. $900 a week, Judge.
Okay,
Judge, like I said, it's not a question of the finances. The thing is, he needs a phone order in order to contact his family. He doesn't know how long that takes, and if he's not out by today in order to work
if
tomorrow.
he doesn't
he's
have a
gonna
number,
start.
Mr. Romero, you can call, or Mr. Reedy will call, and we can do a phone order too.
No, we're doing a phone order right now, but the thing is, I don't know how long that's gonna take.
Okay,
So
this,
rather than him waiting and taking that chance, I was asking for trial release so he can be released.
okay, this is the problem. This is his third offense within 10 years. He blew above a .18. .185 and .188. Court's gonna set his bond on count 1 at $1,000. On count 2, $1,000. Court's gonna order no alcohol or drugs, random testing at his expense. Okay? And the court is also gonna put him on pretrial release. He's gonna have to, call in 2 times a week, and report 1 time a month, and report within 24 hours of being released. Thank
So
you.
Judge, we're gonna be requesting a phone order,
Sure, phone order, no problem. Granted.
and Judge, all right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Reggie Markey Ment, good luck, sir. Mr. Ment, please step up,
Medical
M-E-A-N-T.
reset, medical reset.
Okay. Lawrence Motif. Okay, and then after him is gonna be Melvin Mills. Gonna have to wait. Lawrence Motif, please.
Yes, he's here.
Okay, Mr. Motif, you are charged with driving with a suspended or revoked license, sir, $25 bond. Counts 2 and 3 have no bond attached to them. They're opening a door into traffic and failure to wear a safety belt. Counts 4, 5, 6 are no bond holds, that is a violation of probation for a felony. He is going before his division judge, Judge Paul Backman, on April 23rd, 2018 at 8 a.m. He also has a capious misdemeanor in Division MM, which is Judge Deborah Carpenter Toy, on April 12th. The court does find probable cause. Court is going to set bond on count 1 at $19, and on count 7, the capious, court's going to set at $4.99. Good luck to you and thank you, sir.
Judge, Mr. Moffick is asking if you would consider resolving count 7. It's a 1993 offense, so obviously that's not gonna violate his probation. He said he has to go to court on the 23rd. Would you consider resolving, count 7 today?
Sure. State.
Adjudication time served.
Trying to see what it's for.
A theft judge.
And it's from 93.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, put your hand down. Is your name Lawrence Moftich? Moftich?
Correct, Judge.
All right, sir. You want to resolve your 1993 case today?
Correct, ma'am.
Case number 931686 MM10A for the charge of theft?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is anyone forcing you to do this?
No, ma'am.
Are you under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No, ma'am.
You sure you don't want a trial in this matter, right?
Correct, ma'am. No trial.
Okay, you understand what's going on here today, sir?
Most definitely, ma'am.
All right, how do you want to plead to theft? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No problem.
Okay, the court's going to accept your plea, find that it's freely and voluntarily entered. The court has reviewed the court file and finds probable cause for the plea. Court is going to adjudicate you and time serve you. $293 in court costs. You have 30 days to appeal the sentence of the court. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed. Okay, sir? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Sure.
Melvin Dwayne Mills, please. And then we have Mark Anthony Torti.
Mr. Mills is here.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Mills, you have battery on an officer firefighter. We have to talk about bond. Count 2, resisting an officer with violence. We need to talk about bond. Counts 3 and 4 have $25 bonds each.
I'm sorry about that, Judge.
Just,
Counts 3 and 4 have $25 bonds each. Court does find probable cause. State, what are you asking for on bond on 1 and 2?
Your Honor, state would be seeking a $1,000 bond on count 1 and a $1,000 bond on count 2.
Okay,
All right, Judge. Speaking of Mr. Mills, he's going to be asking the court to consider releasing him on standard free-for-all release. He's 55 years old. He's been here living his whole entire life. At this time, he's looking for employment. He lives in Fort Lauderdale with his sister. Judge, he does have prior, but I believe it's been over 10 years. Judge, we'd ask you to consider releasing him on standard free-for-all release. He will be coming to court, Judge. Sure enough, we will.
what can he afford?
Let me ask.
And while that's being asked, Judge, I know the court has read the probable cause affidavit. He didn't throw a punch or anything like that. He shoved the officer. Apparently, he was very upset at what was happening at the park.
He said he continued to push and grab.
Right, he was
onto
pushing.
Officer Sinius.
Yes,
while
ma'am.
on top of her.
I understand that probable cause is okay in this case, but it's not the worst resisting arrest with violence that we've seen. It's a push and a shove, and some grabbing, but no kicking, no punching.
And I did ask Mr. Mills how much he can afford. He told me he can't afford anything. He is currently looking for work, and right now he has no sort of money that posted bond is what he's informing me. He needs a phone order in order to contact his family, and a photo order so we can photograph Mr. Mills' injuries that he sustained.
All right, court is gonna set bond at $100, $1,000 on count one. Count two, court is gonna set at $500. The court notes Officer Sienna sustained some bruising to her right hand and a broken watch. Thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
So I'm,
$1,550, $150. Mark Anthony Torti, Torti, and then Charles Magoo.
Mr.
Yeah.
Torti is approaching, Judge.
Mr. Torti, you are charged with robbery with a weapon. Court does find probable cause. Court is gonna order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victims in this case, with the initials H.I. and E.K. Not to return to the Home Depot as well at 1151 West Copans Road. When I say no victim contact, sir, that means direct or indirect, no contact whatsoever. You heard me at the beginning. No contact in person, texting, calling in person, through third parties, anything through social media. Do you understand? All right, State, what are you asking for with regard to bond?
Your Honor, state would be seeking a $15,000 bond in this case.
Okay, that's based on,
Based on it being a robbery with a fire, not with a firearm, sorry, Judge, with a weapon. He did threaten the victim with a knife.
okay.
Judge, Mr. Torti, he's looking forward to his day in court. He's disputing these allegations. He's 48 years old. From what he advised me, this is his first arrest. I believe that goes a long way. You've lived your whole entire life and you haven't been arrested. He's a registered voter here in Broward County. Now, I tried to review the probable cause affidavit, and the probable cause affidavit was a little bit lacking. What we have here is like basically from the state's point of view, a co-defendant case in which one of the co-defendants goes into Home Depot, steals some stuff, goes to the car, and then allegedly Mr. Torti then brandishes, I believe, a knife. It doesn't say anywhere in the PC affidavit that Mr. Torti knew what his co-defendant was doing, if at all. From his point of view, he sees a girl coming back, a friend coming back to his vehicle, and then being accosted by two strangers that he's never met. He doesn't know what's their intentions. He doesn't know who they are. It doesn't say anything in the probable cause affidavit. He comes out then with a knife. Certainly, from that probable cause affidavit, one could argue he was merely trying to defend his girlfriend because he doesn't know what's going on. Two individuals are approaching his girlfriend. It doesn't say anything as far as that he made any statements, that he knew what was going on with his girlfriend, that he knew what his girlfriend was intended to do, that he knew that the two people that went ahead, all of the girlfriend actually worked for Home Depot or anything like that. We don't see anywhere in the affidavit how they're dressed or anything like that. So, Judge, considering the lack of details, the one that he's never been arrested any time in his life, Judge, I'd ask you to consider the $15,000 excessive. Even considering the fact that the co-defendant, I believe, had a $5,000 bond, I'd ask you to consider a $2,000 bond on Mr. Torti's behalf.
Just to let you know, Mr. Romero, says in here, Mr. Torti was waiting for her outside of the store in the getaway car, got out of the driver's side door, and went around the back vehicle with a knife in hand, and walked up to the first victim, and said, "Back away or get cut up." So based on
Right,
that,
he basically, and it doesn't refute what I said, exactly what I said. You have a person here in a vehicle, somebody's coming back to the vehicle, he sees two men following this girl, and then basically, from his point of view, he doesn't know who they are, doesn't mention that he was informed, hey, that they identified themselves, were loss prevention officers, or anything like that, Judge. So my position is still, clear and valid, Judge, so that's why I'd ask you to consider setting a $2,000 bond on his behalf.
$5,000 bond, no victim contact, no return to Home Depot. Thank you, sir.
Would you sign a phone order, Judge?
Sure. Charles
Thank you.
McGow, please. Okay, and then after that is gonna be Wayne Costello. Are you Mr. McGow, sir?
Yeah, it's Mr. McGowan.
All right, Mr. McGow, you have petty theft, first degree, between $100 and $300 bond, false owner info for pawn items less than $800, $1,000 bond. Count 3 is dealing in stolen property, $3,500 bond. The court does find probable cause. Court is going to order no return to Smart Cash Pawns located at 3370 West Hillsborough Boulevard. Do you understand, sir?
You have to answer out loud. Yes.
Okay, and when I say no return, that also means no contact with Smart Cash Pawns. Okay, defense? Want to be heard with regard to
He's
the
gonna need a phone order, Judge,
$4,600.
He's gonna be requesting a phone order, he's gonna try and contact his friends to post his bond, Judge.
There's also no contact and no return to Publix at 3740 West Hillsborough Boulevard, Deerfield. You understand that as well, sir?
Yes.
Court will sign a phone order and grant your request, bond set at 100, 1,000, and 3,500. Thank you, sir, good luck to you. Next one is Wayne Costello, please, and after that is gonna be Alexandre Cadet.
Mr. Costello, come on up.
Hold on, we're gonna take a 1-second break. Yes.
That's something to write.
All right, are you Wayne Richard Costello?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you for your patience, sir. You have count 1, Grand theft between $300 and $5,000, $1,000 bond's been set. Count 2 is resisting an officer or obstructing without violence. There's no bond attached to that, sir. The court does find probable cause. Anybody wish to be heard with regard to the bond?
Yes, Judge.
Go
And
ahead.
speaking of Mr. Castillo, he's gonna be asking Your Honor, consider pretrial release. Before I go on any further, I don't know if the state has an objection to that.
State would be objecting to that, Your Honor, based on his prior history. He has a history of theft.
Judge, in that case, Mr. Castillo, he's, 55 years old, he's been living in our community over 40 years. At this time, he is looking for work. He lives in Delray with his parents. Right now, Judge, he has, severe health issues. He's battling stage 4 cancer. My understanding, Judge, from what he informed me, I believe the PC affidavit, what's the total amount allegedly, that he took? Did they mention it in the PC?
He was taking
Beer.
beer that he said was already purchased when he walked out.
It's $330.
$330. Judge, considering it
30 cents over the limit.
30 cents over the limit?
$300.30.
I gotta kind of think that maybe somebody was adding a little tax onto the retail value of this beer.
That's why I'd ask you to take, certainly, Your Honor found probable cause, but I'd ask you to take that into account. They included the taxes to get over that threshold to make it a grand theft as opposed to a petty theft. Judge, considering that he's right now, can't afford anything, would you consider releasing on pretrial so that, one, that he can be released, and two, he can be on the outside during his medical issue?
He did, but I can't.
For someone that respectfully has cancer, he was running, jumping over a wall, and then jumped into the lake, swam across the lake and into the park. Then he took off his shirt and continued running.
That doesn't mean he doesn't have cancer, Judge. It just
I
means that it,
understand. He looks
you know,
like he's in pretty good health as far as physically at this point. And you know what I mean by that.
I know what you're saying, Judge, but you can't always judge somebody by their physical appearance as to what type of medical problems they might have.
He walked out with a cart full of beer. Right, court's gonna find probable cause. Court's gonna keep the bond at $1,000, no contact or return to Publix. Thank you. Alexandra Cadet. Okay, Mr. Cadet, petty theft, second degree, third subsequent offense, $750 bond. That's
Judge,
okay.
it's me, Mr. Cadet, I haven't had the chance to read the PC affidavit, but he's confessing probable cause.
Mm-hmm.
Does this guy say any objects to finding a probable cause? Alexander admitted to walking
Says
into the store, selecting the
Alexandra
items
admitted
listed
to
above, and
walking
proceeded
into
to the
the
service
store,
desk and fraudulently returned the items in the
Selecting
amount of
the items listed
$39.
above and proceeded to the service desk.
Yeah.
And fraudulently returned. Court does find probable cause. Bond set at $350. Anybody, $750. Anybody want to be heard?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, there's no return to the Walmart located at 6001 Coral Ridge Drive. Do you understand that, sir? Okay. Does he live at 2949 North Dixie Highway, Oakland Park?
He does, Judge.
Okay. What does he do?
Judge, at this time, then we just ask you to, just leave the standard bond in place.
Okay, no return to Walmart, sir. $750 bond. Thank you. Lucian St. Louis, please, and then Alberto Francisco Diaz.
Mr. St. Lucian's here present, he declined to serve as public defender.
Okay,
Yeah,
Mr.
I
St.
had told her, I just signed it when she was explaining to me, so I just signed it. Yeah, I changed my mind. When I was talking to her, she explained it to me, so I just said, go
He
ahead.
changed his mind, Judge.
Okay, sir, you are charged with 1 count of grand theft auto. Court does find probable cause. Bond set at $1,000. Wish to be heard?
Judge, when you have a moment, if I could be,
Hey, Mr. Romero, if this is gonna take much longer, we're gonna
No,
have
it's
to
not. No,
reset. Okay,
no, Judge, I'm gonna be asking you, he lives in Opelika, he's actually working, he works at a mobile car wash. He has money in his property, Judge, I'd ask you at this time to consider, reducing the $1,000 bond to $100 on his behalf, Judge, so he can self-bond.
no.
No? How much would you consider reducing it by, Judge, so you can go ahead and try and self-bond? I believe he came in with $300 in his property. I know once he comes in, they take, I think maybe $25 for his clothes, and every day they take something out. So at this time, maybe his account is down to $250. Would your honor consider reducing it to $250?
No, court's gonna keep the bond in place at $1,000. Thank you.
Judge, in the alternative, then, would you consider releasing him on pretrial? He already tried to contact the bondsman. The bondsman that he spoke to said somebody has to come in to sign. He's in custody, can't get anyone to go there and sign. So he's gonna be here just waiting and sitting here. Then would you consider releasing him on pretrial release?
Sarah? Any objection? $200
Just for the-
bond, pretrial release.
How much? How much, Your Honor?
Need a photo order, 200, pretrial release.
That's pre-trial.
Tell him about going within 24 hours. He has to call in twice a week and report once a month. Next one is Alberto Diaz and then Timothy Howell.
Sir Diaz, Alberto Diaz.
And then next one I want up is Timothy Howell.
Sir Diaz is here.
Okay, Mr. Diaz, you have resisting without violence. Court does find probable cause. You have 2 no bond holds. One is for a probation violation and the other one is for an out-of-county hold. Court bond on count 1 is $99. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Judge, would you consider an ROR? The out-of-county probation is from Palm Beach, so he could be transported to Palm Beach on his felony charge. And this is a misdemeanor, so could you?
Well, why would
ROR
they
him on
do that? He has a no bond hold.
Right, he has a no bond hold on his VOP.
Yes.
Palm Beach.
No,
So then he would,
he has a case here.
correct, the resisting without violence, the misdemeanor.
Uh-huh.
And then he has counts 2 and 3 is in reference to the Palm Beach hold. So then if we ROR, then Palm Beach will come and get him. I know it's not overnight.
Okay, so Cordell, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I apologize. So
No problem.
ROR as to count 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Timothy Jamal Howell.
Mr. Howell's here present, he declined to serve as public defender.
Hey, Mr. Howell, you have grand theft between $300 and $5,000. $1,000 bond, counts 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Counterfeit or falsely make credit cards. The court does find probable cause. Bond is set at $6,000. Can you make that?
No, ma'am, I can't. I actually just started a job where I get like 650 salary every week. I just started it last week, and I know I haven't lost it just yet. I can't.
What's his priors?
600. I got.
Hold on.
Your Honor, 2016 corrupt by threat against public official, resisting without violence. 2015 possession of paraphernalia. 2015 trespass. 2017
Don't
possession
talk
of
about it, hold on.
cocaine that was declined. 2015 petty theft. 2014 resisting. 2013 burglary of a dwelling declined. And 2010 possession of cannabis. 2009 possession of cocaine, which he violated probation on
All
that.
right, sir, so what the state is basically saying, I know what you're saying about some of them, but basically this isn't the first time you've been arrested. So,
Yes, ma'am. But I didn't have intentions to commit a crime.
sir, don't talk about the facts of your case.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it's for your
As far
own,
as release, I'm sorry. As far as release, the pretrial lady just came, and I guess I may be pre-qualified, but I mean, maybe with some sort of supervision. I mean, I got family ties to the community. I take care of 2 households right now because I'm self-employed with another company where I make money just, but it's not very consistent.
how much money you have in the bank, sir?
At the house, I'm be honest, I got about $140.
What do you own for a car?
I don't own a car. My license is suspended. And but I do have 1 car at my baby mama's house, and she drives the other one. And I stay right in the city of Fort Lauderdale. My house is two streets away from my baby mother's
All right,
house.
sir, do you need a phone order to contact somebody for bond purposes?
Nah, I already contacted somebody. They trying to do whatever they can.
Who did you contact?
The girl who my girlfriend who I stay with, I called her and she said she's calling a bondsman and trying to figure out. But I know we don't have that much money. It will take at least 2 weeks or so for her to receive.
It's $600.
Yes. So
All right,
she'll be
so this is what the court's gonna do. On count 1, the court's gonna set a $1,000 bond. On count 2, the court will set a $500 bond, so it's $150 you'll have to bring to a bondsman. And, counts 3, 4, 5, and 6, the court is gonna do an ROR. No return, sir, and no contact with this Aldi grocery store or any of its employees. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the Aldi is located at 7050 North University Drive. Make sure you show up for court, sir.
I sure will.
Thank you. Roberto Louis Yagel. Okay, Mr. Yagel, you have burglary, unoccupied structure, unarmed. We need to talk about bond. Count 2 is grand theft between $300 and $5,000. $1,000 bond. Counts 3 and 4 have $25 bonds attached to each of them. Excuse me. Which is, count 3 is attach a registration license plate not assigned. Count 4 is failure to register a motor vehicle, $25. Count 5 is basically an ROR. It's a civil traffic infraction. You didn't provide proof of insurance. Count 6 is burglary of an unoccupied conveyance unarmed, same as count 1. Need to talk about bond. Count 7 is the same as 2, which is grand theft, $1,000, and count 8 is dealing in stolen property. Court does find probable cause. Let me just make sure there is a second page. And count 9 is false owner info pond items, $300 or more, $3,500 bond. Court does find probable cause. Anybody want to be heard?
Your Honor, as to count 1, state would be seeking a $1,000 bond as well as count 6.
Judge, the only thing I'd ask you to take into account is he's 36 years old. At this time, he's looking for work. He was doing landscaping. Unfortunately, lost his job. And at this time, he's homeless. So I'd ask you to take that into account and determine a reasonable loss.
Okay, there's no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in this case. with the initials JSS. And that means no contact, sir. You heard me tell other people what direct or indirect means. Is that correct?
No contact. No, no contact with nobody.
Okay, no contact, sir. I'm gonna go through it with you because you seem a little bit unsure. No contact means no contact in person, texting, calling, writing, through social media, or through third parties. With the alleged victim in this case, you understand?
Yes, I understand.
There's also, it's with the alleged victim with the initials TW. Okay, court's gonna set bond on count 1 at $1,000, count 2 $1,000, counts 3 and 4, the court will ROR. Count 5 is not for magistrate. Count 6, the court is gonna set at $1,000. Count 7, the court's gonna set at $1,000. Count 8, the court will set at $500. And count 9, the court will also set at $500. So it's a total of $1,000, $2, $3, $4, $5,000 in bond. Thank you very much, sir. Good luck to you. Next one is Leslie Pierre, please.
Mr. Pierre, come on up, please.
Mr. Pierre, and then after Mr. Pierre, I'd like to see Mr. Jeffrey Mezadui. Mezadayu? Okay, are you Mr. Leslie Pierre, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good afternoon. You're charged with 1 count, burglary, occupied structure, unarmed. Court does find probable cause. This is a capias, not in custody. State, what are you asking for with regard to bond?
A $3,500 bond, Judge.
Okay, sir, the court is going to order no victim contact, direct or indirect, and you're not to return to this property. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
State, do you have the initials of the victim?
I do, Your Honor. The initials are BD.
BZ?
D.
D as in Delta?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, sir, no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim, DZ, which is Delta Zulu. You understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and there's no return to that property. Do you understand that as well?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's talk about bond, Mr. Romero.
Judge, before Mr. Romero says anything, I'd just like to point out that this incident allegedly happened in July of 2017. And I don't know that there's been any incident between Mr. Pierre and the alleged victim in the case since that time.
Okay, Mr. Romero.
Yes, we're gonna be asking you for $1,000 bond. He's 39 years old at this time. He lost his job. He was working as a cook at a country
$1,000
club.
bond, no victim contact. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Police, did you get the afternoon docket? All right, Jeffrey Mezadou, is that how you say your name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sorry about that. All right, sir, you are charged with count 1, driving while license is suspended, $750 bond. Count 2, refuse to accept citation, fine citation, or post bond, that's a civil traffic infraction. And then you have, a capias traffic operating with the suspended DL. That is $1,000 bond. Court does find probable cause. Anybody wish to be heard with regard to the $1,750 bond?
Not at this time, Judge.
Okay, his bond is posted. Thank you.
His bond was posted?
Yes.
Oh.
Derek Powell, please. after Mr. Powell, we have Jermaine Walker and then Edwin Boyd, please. Are you Mr. Derek Samuel Powell, sir?
Here, present, Judge, you declined to serve as a public defender.
Okay, are you Mr. Derek Powell, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill. The court does find probable cause. You are to have no victim contact, direct or indirect, sir, with the alleged victim in this case, Eddie Rancher. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You are not to possess any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you do possess any, you're immediately to return them. I mean, surrender them to your local police department immediately upon your release. No victim contact means not in person, calling, texting, writing, or through third parties. Okay, state, what are you asking for?
$1,000 bond, Your Honor.
I don't have it. I'm home.
And I believe he's currently on pretrial for another case as well.
He is? Is he on pretrial release?
Let me see. No, I don't think so. It's got another, looks like it's, unless it's, no. Okay, never mind, Judge.
Court's gonna keep the $1,000 bond in place. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Jermaine Walker, please, and then Edwin Boyd. Jermaine Walker?
He's approaching.
Okay, where is he? He's gotta come up. It's 12 o'clock. I have a meeting upstairs. We can reset him for tomorrow, this afternoon, or,
No, he's here.
all right. Okay, Mr. Walker, and then after Mr. Walker, where's Edwin Boyd?
Mr. Boyd's
Okay, Mr. Boyd, just have a seat right there. All right, so he has a petty theft, second degree, first offense, $25 bond. Counts 2, 3, 4, and 5 are probation violations. You're gonna be held no bond. You are going before your division judge, sir, Judge Martin Fine, on April 13th, which is this Friday, at 8:45 a.m. The court does find probable cause. You want me to ROR him or $19 on one? Up to you, gentlemen.
$19 fine.
Okay, $19 bond on count one. All others, 2, 3, and 4 is no bond holds. You'll go before your division judge this Friday. Good luck to you, sir. Okay, Edwin Boyd, please.
His bond has been posted, Your Honor.
Mr. Boyd's bond has been posted.
Oh, your bond's been posted.
All right, sir, let me just verify your address, okay? Is it 1332 Northwest 172nd Terrace, Miami?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, make sure you keep up with your court dates. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Next one is James Raymond Camp, please. Where's James Raymond Camp?
Medical loan.
James Jeremy Mack.
Mr. Mack declined our invitation to attend, Your Honor.
He had a couple medical resets too. All right, he is gonna be defendant voluntarily absented himself from magistrate court. Bonds, no bond. Thank you. Next one is Anthony Sarasoni.
North Broward, I think he may have,
It's a medical reset. There is a photo, okay?
no, he's in North Broward, Judge. I
Okay.
spoke with him earlier today.
I think it's because it's no bond.
But I think he indicated he was not going to wait.
Okay, defendant voluntarily absented himself.
He's got 2 no bond holds,
Correct.
so,
Okay, I'm just trying to make a record.
no, I understand.
Defendant voluntarily absent himself. from Magistrate Court. Counts 1 and 2, no bond. Noel Marquise Canales, is this another medical reset?
Sabalas? We did Sabalas, Judge.
No,
not saying so.
Canuelas.
Medical loan, Judge, medical loan.
That microphone is so loud. It's like I'm yelling. Is that what you're trying to make it do? Make me sound like I'm yelling?
No, I'm trying to make it so
I know. I get it. I know. Okay, Kevin Henson.
I believe medical loan.
Okay, and then we have, hopefully this is Mr. Daniel Henry Isla.
Yes.
All right, last but not least, Mr. Isla, you have a possession of possession of heroin charge. Court does find probable cause, bond set at $1,000. What are we doing with this?
Judge, Mr. Isla is, he's gonna be requesting an ROR. This is nonviolent offense, I believe, from what he explained to me. There might be potentially a motion to suppress here, I believe, maybe a Fourth Amendment right may be compromised. I just try to inform him this is not the day to argue that. He's looking for work, he's going to school, he goes to Ashford College, it's an online, seeking his AA degree. He lives in Pembroke Pines with his mom. So my understanding is this is his first felony offense, and I'd ask you for it to consider an ROR.
Does he live at 16144 Northwest 14th Street?
Is that where you live? That's my address, but I don't necessarily live there all the time. I do stay there occasionally.
Where do you live, sir?
I jump around friends' houses. I mean, I don't have a set place to live. That my mother's house is my set place to live. But I do jump around a lot. I don't get along with people in the house. So I'm not there as much as I can be.
Okay, the court is gonna order there's an alleged victim in this case with the initials of AM, who lives at 397 New River Drive.
Sure. An accident? Just for my edification, Judge, I know this is a.
I have no idea who it is. All I know is it says name of defendant, it's a victim notification. So in an abundance of caution, I'm gonna order, and if he doesn't know him, says with Alan McGrory, 397 North New River Drive, number 302. No victim contact, direct or indirect, and no return to that address, sir, at 397 New River Drive. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
What bond can you afford, sir?
Ma'am, currently my account is overdrawn. I don't have any money whatsoever. That's why I could ask for the ROR. I really don't have any money whatsoever.
You were driving a 2017 car?
No.
What year was it?
Vehicle. 2013, I believe it wasn't his vehicle, Judge.
Okay, this is what the court's gonna do. ROR, however, I am putting him on standard pretrial release, no alcohol or intoxicants, random testing at the defendant's expense. He's got to call in twice a week, report once a month. Thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
within 24 hours of his release?
Yes, sir. Thank you.